Taylor won more major titles than this man. In the PDC, that is. James Wade is a big beast of world darts. Dan Dawson in the commentary box. And alongside me, Rob Malarkey.
Well, we always thought it was going to be a very special evening, didn't we, this particular session, and Michael Smith and Mensur Suljovic have set the tone. Now it's the turn of James Wade, seeded 2 here in Dusseldorf. But he won't have everything his own way, even though he's up against the qualifier Dirk van Duijvenbode, a man who's never been beyond the second round of a European Tour event. He went close, he was beaten 6-5 by Wes Newton in the second round of an event, I think it was last year. Also lost to Dimitri Vandenberg 6-5 earlier this year in Gibraltar as well. That was in a first-round match. So Van Duijvenbode is on the verge of achieving something he's never achieved before. Winner plays Mark Webster, who was ruthless earlier today in his second-round match, beating Steve Beaton, the 15th seed, by 6 legs to 1. Just 1 or 2 minor adjustments to the board by Kirk Bevins, having survived the Van Duijvenbode walk-on. Only just, but we are back underway, ready for action. The players just finalising their warm-up. Wade's got a big support here, by the way. He's a very, very popular player in Germany.
First leg is James to throw first. Game on.
His last visit to this country was for the German Darts Masters in Munich at Easter, reached the quarter-finals. And Wade getting us underway here.
134.
Going for the old hobo chic, James Wade, today. Do with a shave, but...
43.
Wade and Webster, by the way. 2 lookalikes meeting potentially tomorrow, don't you think?
I mean...
OK, they both wear glasses.
Wear specs, yeah.
There's more to it than that.
59.
And you know it, Dawson. By the way, you've still got the shorts on.
All right. Leave it, Malarkey.
It's cooled down significantly. Weather-wise.
25.
Van Duijvenbode very cold there, though, with 25. Bound to be feeling the occasion here.
96.
The young Dutchman trying to G himself up for this visit. Wade already with a significant advantage.
60.
Yeah, James Wade. Obviously won in Gibraltar on the European Tour. It was around about that time that really kick-started his renaissance as a dart player. It was his first title for 3 years. Came off the back of a run to the final the weekend before that on the Pro Tour, but since then, I mean, he's won 3 more Pro Tours. He won the Masters. That was his
152.
7th major title, 8 if you include the Championship League. James Wade is back.
60.
And he's going into the match play, a tournament he absolutely loves.
$93. James Uruguay, 92.
So 92 for James Wade. Double 16, it's not his favourite. But it's James Wade. Doesn't matter what double you give him.
Loves the double 10, doesn't he? But he takes out the double 16.
Second leg is Dirk to throw first.
And he leads by 1 leg to 0. Didn't make an appearance at Riesa last month, by the way.
93.
Opted to let that one go for one reason or another.
100.
Wadey has got a fascinating first-round match at the World Match Play, by the way. Kyle Anderson, the Australian who's making his debut, as Dirk van Duijvenbode fills it up. I mean, Wade will be favourite for that, but Kyle Anderson is playing some phenomenal darts at the minute. It could be an absolute
140.
stormer of a first-round match.
Just momentarily distracted behind the scenes here. One of the walk-on girls did a Van Duijvenbode walk-on impersonation just to right there. Just caught my eye. Back to the board.
57.
Well, it would.
Dirk Uruguay, 164. $45.
Missed opportunity there for Van Duijvenbode. Let's open the door for Wadey.
Oh, Wade kicking his opponent while he's down there.
119.
Moves to within 64 of a two-leg lead.
40.
Yeah, he looks to be a little bit shell-shocked at the moment, Van Duijvenbode, despite that 180 that he rattled in just a few moments ago. Tops it is then for a 2-0 lead. One more bite at the cherry for James Wade.
Game shot on the second leg, James Wade.
And he bites it.
Third leg is James to throw first.
And he spits out the stone and he leads 2-0.
Just to stretch that analogy to breaking point.
137.
Well, James Wade, he has an incredible habit of just winning important legs, taking out important shots.
100.
He doesn't often go on and smash people up 6-0, 6-1. Not often, at any rate. But the way he started this one,
59.
there's a danger. I won't be surprised if he has a little mid-game snooze, Dirk gets a couple of scrappy legs, and then he suddenly wakes up again. The problem is, sometimes you don't always wake up in time. We shall see.
He's had 1 or 2 problems on the European circuit this year, though. I remember in Munich he wasn't feeling too well after his third-round win. He eventually,
60.
or in his next match, he went out at the hands of Adrian Lewis 6-0. He was clearly feeling the effects of some bug or other. Made a second-round exit in Venray as well after
60.
1 or 2 problems getting over to Holland in the first place. Lost to Dave Pallett 6-4. Made the semis in Jib. And he was a quarter-finalist here last year as well, losing to Gary Anderson. Wade in the mood for a maximum, but not quite on that occasion. Wade actually might be quite glad that Anderson's not here. He's been beaten by Anderson recently, 8-1 in Japan, and also 10-8, a more respectable scoreline in Dubai as well. I think he lost to him in the Premier League as well, in amongst all that.
45.
Well, 45 should guarantee him a couple of darts at double top. Van Duijvenbode just wants to set it up, and that's okay without being brilliant. There could have been more pressure, but James Wade's a man who doesn't really feel pressure, it seems. They call him the machine,
Game
and it's
shot
because he does stuff like that.
James Wade. Fourth leg is Dirk to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, good gauge of popularity, by the way. You said Wade's a popular player here in Germany.
134.
Good gauge of that is looking at the merchandise stalls, and there's a lot of it devoted to Wade out there.
I would imagine the Peter Wright.
That was
Peter
prevalent.
Wright wigs.
115.
Yeah, they absolutely adore that man here.
Snakebite t-shirts in children's sizes as well.
Wow.
Popular with the kids too, it seems.
41.
Lots of chizzy paraphernalia out there as well. Wade, though, coming up with the goods here. Oh, he looks to be in the mood all right here, James Wade. No hanging around from him. The number 2 seed, cruising at the moment.
Well, Dirk Van Duijvenbode's got to find something. He's got to find something very good and very quickly. Because having made a rather storming entrance to the stage, he is cutting a far more subdued figure.
Yeah, he's not quite backed it up, has he?
94. James require 146.
4-1-8 in his win over Leo Hendricks yesterday, just the one so far today. Needs something just to give him a bit of a lift, but he needs just a shot in the arm to get the crowd back on side once again, although Wade supporters may well outnumber those of Van Duijvenbode as well.
89.
And Wade moving to within touching distance of a 4-0 lead here.
115.
That's nice though from Van Duijvenbode.
17 for double top though for Wade, and 4-0 and a second breaking throw, and it's all looking a little bit easy for the 7-time major winner.
Game on.
Well, when Wade's playing like this, he's really good to watch. Okay, you can only beat what's put in front of you, but irrespective of the opposition, he's just playing the board very well. He's just looking very composed, very relaxed.
60.
Seemed to be in good spirits when he was walking around the hotel earlier as well. Lots of room there for another. Could do with backing up with at least one, and he does.
140.
Yeah, we see that average from Wade, 94, 94 and a half. I mean, it isn't going to terrify anyone, that.
123.
4-0 up.
It's enough. It's enough,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter. It's the old James Wade formula. Just average one more than your opponent and take out the right shot at the right time, and you'll be fine.
123.
He's not missing a great deal on the doubles. No idea what Van Duijvenbode is finishing like.
38.
Well, Wade will get down to a finish first, of course, on the throw.
138.
Oh, and he set it up beautifully as well.
Well, we saw a...
If players, I was going to say, players could
140.
concede legs like they do in snooker, I think Van
140.
Duijvenbode, it might well cross his mind here.
Games
There you
on
go.
the fifth leg.
Well, sure as night follows day, 5-0.
Sixth leg is Dirk to throw
A
first.
13-darter.
Game on.
It's a very professional display from James Wade here, but here comes Van Duijvenbode.
120.
That just about sums up his night, really.
Yeah, when it's not your day, it's not your day. It'd be even worse if Wade was to stick in another one here.
100.
Just the ton. We have seen a whitewash this weekend. Just the one, if memory serves correctly. That was Wes
Newton and
against
Gerwin
Gerwin
Price. Yeah.
96.
Rowby won 6-1.
Terry Jenkins, a 6-1 winner, of course, earlier on today against Big John Henderson as well. Having lost the first leg.
Yep. Just rattled them all off
93.
in one fell swoop. Not one single
57.
leg of more than 15 darts for Terry Jenkins today as well. Talk about consistency. That was a perfect illustration by the bull.
100.
Yeah, he's some player, is Terry Jenkins. The man, of course, who ended Michael van Gerwen's 31-game unbeaten streak earlier this year on the Pro Tour. He had a 21-game unbeaten run on the European Tour. That was ended by Benito van der Pas last time out. Benito, he's gone home.
He's gone.
James Wade, well, Van Duijvenbode has left himself a finish.
168.
But it's 170, and James Wade's just whacked in 168 to leave himself tops. Van Duijvenbode, it is turning out to be a rather tame exit from the European Darts Open for him, because Wade is looking at another 13-dart leg. And there it is. James Wade completes the second whitewash of the weekend, and the #2 seed underlines his credentials for this title. He's won on the European Tour before now. He goes in
Stage for this third match of the evening session. Wins so far tonight for Michael Smith, the #4 seed and the champion in Riesa. And James Wade, a 6-0 demolition job against Dirk van Duijvenbode. Safely through to face Mark Webster tomorrow in the third round. It's Belgium against Germany here. Germany's sole representative, Jihan Artut, never been beyond the second round of a European Tour event. If he wins this, it's a first for him. But Huybrechts is a tough nut to crack. Seeded 13 and a semi-finalist in Riesa 3 weeks ago, losing to Benito van der Pas in that one. Quarter-finalist in Venray and Gibraltar as well. So a little bit of pedigree this year for Kimi. But he's up against Artut, and Rod Harrington up against the crowd as well, it seems.
Yes, he'll certainly be on the German side, and he's coming into this with a lot of confidence, because he beat Stephen Bundle in the first round, and he took the game in the early stages really to Steve, and that's what he got to do. He got in front, got the crowd on his side, and the momentum got him over the line. So Kim Huybrechts is going to be a little bit careful. The one thing you do, you're in front of a boisterous crowd that's going to be against you. You put your opponent down very early, get in front of him. It normally quietens the crowd.
Yeah.
So, but if Artut gets a couple up, then we could see a bit of noise in the arena tonight.
Yeah, and Artut, as we've seen already, even on the walk-on, he's not shy in terms of motivating the crowd as well. There'll be plenty of two-way traffic as far as that's concerned, but it's Huybrechts getting us underway, and if he can kick things off with a 180, well, that's silenced them a little bit, hasn't it, Rob?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Mind you, that looks like a perfect dart as well. Oh, well, this will get the crowd going. Well, the dart started off this evening at a real good pace, and it's carrying on.
We're not done yet. We are not done yet. It's 3 successive 180s to start things off. Would you believe it in the first leg?
Well,
Brilliant.
I've never seen 4 180s, so come on. Yeah, we kind of thought that. But, what a great way to start this game.
85. Can you require 141?
Well.
Sorry, Kim, I've got to laugh at that one. That's a flyer.
85.
Right smile from Huybrechts there as well, which was nice to see. If you are going to blow the opportunity for a 9-darter, then you may as well do it like that. He's in a good position anyway. Although Artus is waiting in the wings just in case Huybrechts slips up.
Now, where's he gone there? Double 18.
Nice
11-dart leg. We'll open up the proceedings here in game 3. We do have some great dart players on display this evening. The world number 1, Michael van Gerwen. The game of the night for me, although how they're going to better these games, is Chisnell against Klassen.
Yep. Van Gerwen's up next, by the way, against Jamie Lewis. The winner of this one, just to point out, will face Michael Smith after his win over Suljovic earlier tonight. That was a decent encounter as well.
It was a cracking game.
I mean, Suljovic is averaged to lose that.
Well, it's the quickest I've ever seen Suljovic throw darts. I mean, not only just throwing, but the speed of him pulling the darts out of the board, getting behind his opponent, and it was incredible. And it led to an absolutely stomping game, and that one mistake from Michael Smith could have cost him.
140.
Yeah, 104 average for Suljovic, I think it was in the end, and he got beat. There you go. Michael Smith carrying on where he left off in Risa 3 weeks ago. Now, Artur has the throw here, just to remind you once again, and he's down to 1-2-1, so he's moving in the right direction in terms of trying to level things up here.
118. Jamie requirement 121.
Now, I do not understand that route, I'm sorry. Although it does leave double 18.
85.
The problem with that, even if he hits the bullseye, the second dart has got to be 100%. It's got to be a treble.
There's no margin for error after that, is there? So
no, you have absolutely taken your percentage completely down by going a 25 route. But it doesn't matter. He's sewn up his first leg, second leg of the match, 1 leg apiece between the Belgian and the German.
96.
With going that way, why not go for the treble 24? If you hit the treble 20, then you can go for the 25. But you also have the option of going for the 11 bullseye.
Yeah.
By not going for the 25 and bullseye, you can hit a treble with one of your first 2 darts, where you can't do that going the bullseye route. So
140. 58. 84. 134.
Exquisite stuff from Huybrechts, that. There's the team down at the front, keeping things ticking over.
123.
Well, outside chance of a break here, should Huybrechts fluff his lines. Double 15, no problem whatsoever though for Huybrechts there. A 90 checkout for a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, an exceptional checkout there from Huybrechts. Double 15, not the easiest as doubles, but especially when your opponent's on a shot. Yeah, this game has kept going where the other two have left off. I mean, just the standard already this evening is exceptional.
Yeah.
Huybrechts over 100, and so is
Artud as well,
yeah, there we have it. I mean, from Artud, exceptional. And he finds himself 2-1 down.
And he finds some points on the floor there as well. Wonder if that will come back to cost him. Or come back to haunt him, I should say, as Kim Huybrechts threatens another maximum, his third of the match. And he's back in contention in this leg now, especially if Artud fails to find a treble here. Well, he has done. Could do with another. That's good recovery, darts that. Less some points on the floor in his last visit. It was vital that he got a good tally there, and he did so.
90. She only required 141.
Oh, that's brilliant. Double 12.
117. Can you require 135?
Well, he's found the green, so it's 110. That leaves the bullseye.
Oh, that's
What a killer.
And the dart at the 25 was laying so perfect to lead into that bullseye. And that is when you do go for the 25 with your first dart.
Well, that's a double whammy for Jihan Artud there, because he had a crack at double 12 for a 2-2 scoreline. And then moments later, a 1-3-5 checkout and a breaker throw for a 3-1 lead.
100.
And in the blink of an eye, he could find himself 4-1 down here.
134. 60. 96. 100.
Crowd doing their best to get Artud encouraged here.
134.
That's set it up nicely for Huybrechts.
Yeah, an exceptional switch to those 18s to give himself at least one dart at double top.
100.
And again,
Can you require
Ian's
80?
last dart is very high. Needed to find another treble there. Well, he's gone that route.
Game show on the fifth leg.
Doesn't matter which way you go if you get over the line, and all of a sudden it is 4-1. It's a harsh scoreline for Jihan Artud, who has played really well tonight. An average of 106.8, and he's 4-1 down.
And rising.
140.
Well, it's just down to three exceptional checkouts. 135, 90,
96.
and that's 80 there. I mean, and there we have the stats. Exceptional stats from both players. That first dart, when we say a flyer, that's exactly what we mean. Just a bit of adrenaline, just put an extra rate of knots on it. And that's where it's been won. 4 out of 5 for Huybrechts.
100.
As I said, the 90 was crucial when Jan had already had a dart at a double, or two darts at a double, I think. No, one dart, double 12. And then the 135, and then the 80.
$96. 100. 140.
Again, Huybrechts hits 3 great darts at a crucial time in the leg. 9, leaves double 16, and you feel that. And now it's Artur's turn to take the check out.
Well, he needed that, certainly. You fear there'd have been no way back from 5-1, but a 66 checkout sees him reduce the deficit. And the crowd have found their voice once again as well.
Well, there's a chance here for Artur. He's got the darts. It's against the throw.
Yeah, 140 the advantage against the throw as well. So, well, that helps his cause as well. Straying into the treble 3 there, Huybrechts. One more of those will do nicely. A third would be dream stuff for him. Well, that'll do.
That's all he needed to do. He's going to get 6 darts from 1-2-1 now. And it will be to get that break and throw back. Well, he's going to have to break Huybrechts again to win the match. But if he can get on, and again he goes that way. Oh, again he's hit the treble 20.
103.
Huybrechts unable to get anywhere close to Artur at the moment. Double 8 then. And that is very nice indeed for Jihan Artur. Brilliant darts from him. Back in contention, still needs that other break. Needs to hold on to his own throw here, though. That's the first priority for him. Can't afford to get carried away.
Well, if he does hold on to his throw here, Rob, then obviously the crowd are going to get a bit noisier. Get on his side. Oh, no, that's unlucky.
Well, he's mad with himself there. That's the second time tonight he's done that.
I think Kim Huybrechts is ready to pitch the dart over his head there while he's picking it up. Well, there we can see it. There's only one leg, the second leg, that gone over the 15. The rest have been absolutely exceptional.
'96.
I don't think a bit of noise from the crowd is going to upset Kim. When you've played in the Premier League, it does harden you up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Instead of just over 1,000, playing in front of 11,000, I think we topped in Leeds and a few other places. So,
yeah, one of the relegated players from the Premier League, Kim Huybrechts.
And he was very unlucky, to be quite honest, because he played some super darts. He lost so many games just by the odd couple of legs.
90. Can you require 143?
So a chance of a break here. Well, that chance has been wiped out now.
97. Do you only require 80?
Yeah, his only win was actually against Barney, 7-5 in Exeter. 4 points he managed to pick up, but like you say, that doesn't really reflect his campaign. And Huybrechts has a great chance to break back here. Double 16 for 5-3. And Kim Huybrechts, a man who has had success on the European Tour. Won the Dutch Darts Masters 2 years ago. He beat Brendan Dolan 6-3 in the final that year. And who knows? Could be a European Tour winner this weekend.
140.
Jihan Artur, though, will be desperate to have something to say about that.
118.
Timely blow from Huybrechts. 180 points on the board. He's closing in, but Artud is going nowhere at the moment. What a leg this is proving to be.
81.
Well, he's chipped off the 81 to leave 100. Artud not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
105.
That's nicely done. Leaves 76, but Huybrechts here with a great chance. And he finds the treble 20, leaves double 10 for the match.
Dirk requires 76.
Oh, treble 20 leaves double 8 to break back, double 4. Crucial dart this for Jihan Artud, and he pings it straight down the middle, and look what it means to him. Kim Huybrechts squandering a match dart there. Artud, credit to him, kept himself in touch in that leg. And after the slip up by Huybrechts, he was waiting, lurking, ready to pounce. And he's broken back once again. It's now 5-4. Needs to find another break from somewhere else. But that will have given him a huge, huge lift.
Well, the last leg on his throw, he kind of let it off. Threw 18 darts and never won the leg. But he's on the run. It's okay, you'd be over the moon with a 140.
Yeah, just to start things off. First two darts were impeccable. But Huybrechts is just going toe-to-toe here. He will keep the pressure on. Well, Artud has rediscovered the habit of finding trebles here. The trouble is Huybrechts is as well.
100.
He's got to keep it up. Minimum of 100 is required. That's not a bad dart, just pitch it over the flight. Oh, well. Yeah, needs to find the treble.
He looks absolutely disgusted with that dart.
No, come down to the bottom as an open target.
40.
That could be a turning point. Huybrechts is seizing on that. Oh, isn't it just?
Absolutely brilliant. However, things are not all over yet. If he can set this up, Huybrechts may only get a dart at the bullseye.
105 can be required.
Well, that's exactly what he did in the last leg. But Huybrechts not in the mood to give anything away here. And an 81 checkout seals it. Kim Huybrechts, very, very impressive in a 6-4 win over Jihan Artud. But the German can take plenty of credit from that performance. The crowd had every right to be proud of their German hero. In the end, not enough for Jihan Artud in what was a high-quality encounter. An average of 104, but he's on his way out of the tournament. Incredible. The checkout percentage not too shabby either. Trouble is, Huybrechts had all the answers when the questions were posed. And the number 13 seed goes through to face Michael Smith in the last 16 tomorrow. Up next, if we needed to remind you, Michael van Gerwen against Jamie Lewis. Hijinks from the two players on stage. A brilliant, brilliant match on what is turning out to be a very, very high-quality evening. Jihan Artud exits the stage. He milks the applause. We'll hear from you winner now. Van Gerwen on the way.
Things like that made it easier to lose matches, right?
No.
No, I don't think so, but amazing crowd. We have the European Championship in Belgium. I hope I have the same crowd as this. It's amazing.
Kim, Düsseldorf is a special place for you because at the end everything started here on that stage.
Yes. My first big TV tournament was in Düsseldorf. And every time I do it good, I've got these people here in the front to thank, because almost everyone was against me, but these supported me, so thank you. But the crowd is brilliant. Jihan is a great player. They have a great crowd. It's amazing.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow again. Kim Huybrechts.
Up-and-coming player, a man who has made the final of one of these European Tour events before now, but a man who has his work cut out for him. Dan Dawson in the commentary box alongside me, Rod Harrington. What a night of darts we're having here in Dusseldorf.
It'd be good if I switched myself on, Dan, I suppose. Yes, I mean, it's been incredible. All the first games have been, electric. I mean, it just... We knew that tonight was when, not being asked to anybody, when the real top boys come out to play, and they certainly haven't let us down. And we had some cracking games. But as you said, this is a big task here for Jamie Lewis up against the world number one. And it's going to be interesting to see how Michael plays, because lost in Japan in the final, lost to Benito in so he's going to have to start getting focused.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Michael to throw first. Game on.
Well, Michael van Gerwen has the advantage of throwing first in this one, looking to bounce back from disappointment
57.
in Riesa and in Japan. He had a 21-game unbeaten streak on the European Tour that was ended by Benito van der Pas 3 weeks ago in East Germany. Jamie Lewis, though, has beaten Michael van Gerwen once before. He put in an incredible display. Averaged around about 108 in winning 6-4 in a UK Open qualifier last year. It was in the semi-finals. He ended up losing to Brendan Dolan in the final.
57.
But that may be something to cling on to for Jamie Lewis. He's lost the other 5 meetings he's had with him, but he does know what victory over the world number one feels like.
And I think because they're playing each other week in, week out, or in each other's company on the tour, whether it's a Pro Tour event or a European event, a world ranking event, as in TV events. So the fear factor is not there so much as it would have been years ago. I mean, everybody knows how good Michael van Gerwen is. His record, goes before him. But Jamie Lewis, still learning the game. Been around quite a few years for a youngster, but he's still learning. And the experience is invaluable.
He's right there with MVG in this opening leg. But Van Gerwen takes out the 108 for a 15-darter and holds his throw. Now, it has to be said, if Jamie Lewis plays like he did against Michael Rosenauer last night, he'll be lucky to get none on the board. He beat Michael Rosenauer 6-5, but it was, if we're honest, a bit of a dog of a game. He only averaged about 80.
96.
There was one moment of quality. He threw a 12-darter in there with a couple of 180s, and that was to break back, having been broken himself, and then it was just hold to throw until the end. But he's got the job done. And it's given him the opportunity now to turn it on against the world number one. When he did go on the run to the final of one of these things, it was in Gibraltar a couple of years ago. He beat Kevin Painter, beat Adrian Lewis, of course, a two-time world champion. And he has got bottle, this lad. But can he produce his best when it really counts? If I was going to give him any advice, based on what we've seen tonight, don't average 104.
57.
That would be it. Mensur's done it. Jihan's done it. They've both lost.
And they've both lost, yes.
100.
But as you say, I mean, he knows what he's got to do against Michael. If he's not going to play well, you're going to get beaten heavily. But last night, it actually standard-wise, average-wise, has no relevance on tonight because, you know, we always say, just get over the first round. We don't care how we get over it. Just get over it. And that's what he's done.
It'll feel very different for Jamie on that stage right now. I mean, compared to last night. Last night, they were late on. It was a mammoth session. He was taking on Michael Rose now. The crowd are a bit flat. Neither of them really got going. But prime time slot against the world #1. After the games we've had this evening, there's a real sort of, it's bubbling here in Dusseldorf. If you can't get up for this, you'll struggle to get up for any darts match.
Yeah, 96 left. He's got to come over for the treble 20.
58.
And right when he needed a treble. Oh, and Van Gerwen took out. Wow. I was going to say, he took out 108, I think it was in the first leg, and he's missed that. 2 darts at a double, so a chance here for Lewis. And these are the chances he's got to take.
Oh, 61, so is it 25?
No, he's got to go
11.
Yes, he's got to go 11. He can't afford to go for the 25.
51.
And that's unlucky. It's just drifted into the treble 5.
Well then.
There's
There's the faintest glimmer of hope for Jamie Lewis, snuffed out by a beaming world #1. Michael Van Gerwen retrieves his darts from the board. It's a 2-0 lead he's got here.
I know we go on about don't miss big numbers, but that's possibly cost Jamie the leg. And, you know, when someone like Michael Van Gerwen starts to get in front of him, let's be honest, he hasn't got on a run yet. And the longer he doesn't get on the run, obviously the more chance you've got. And that second leg, again, we talk about legs 2 and 3, how crucial they've been all day. And again, leg 2 has been crucial to Jamie Lewis.
Yeah, well, there have been chances this year on the European Tour to stop Van Gerwen. Jamie Caven had 1 match dart. Terry Jenkins had 1 match dart. Benito van der Pas managed to take his chance.
I mean, out in Dubai, all 3, Barneveld, Lewis and Taylor, were in front of him right up until leg 17 and had chances to go even further ahead.
58.
But when you are the world #1, like I've said so many times, you're not only the best player at the time, you're actually got a little bit of luck on your shoulder as well, and you can't do without it.
140.
A ton 40 gets him back in this leg. It's not a great leg from either man.
Well, he's got to come up to 18s. That looks a bit dodgy, that one.
95.
Well, that leaves the 108 that MVG took out in the opening leg.
139.
Picked it up pretty nicely now. Jamie Lewis, 108 to break straight back.
And he's going for the 417s to 419s to leave the 32, and he hasn't hit the treble.
92.
And the third one is not good enough, so Van Gerwen 2 darts at tops for a 3-0 lead.
46.
Wow, a few missed doubles.
Jamie requires 16.
And Jamie Lewis is being given some opportunities here. He's got to take them. Oh, he's busted. He's gone next door. It's a nightmare. Even Van Gerwen wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, the no score from Russ Bray absolutely fooled Van Gerwen. He's thinking, no score, what's happened there? No, certainly no score from Michael Van Gerwen. He hits the double 5. We're talking leg 2 and 3, Dan. Actually, Jamie Lewis could be 2-1 up.
Yeah.
They're all ifs and buts, we know, but if you're going to beat Michael Van Gerwen, you know, you can't afford to make mistakes.
Could be 2-1 up with a breaker throw in there as well.
Yes.
You see.
But to be quite honest, you know, we're only talking 4 or 5 years ago, Van Gerwen was in the same position as Jamie Lewis.
Yeah, completely. Well, I remember in Gibraltar this year, as Jamie Lewis looks to fill this up, and Van Gerwen, it's probably the worst game he's played in the European Tour all year. We played Kevin Painter and he only averaged in the high 80s, and he got through that just. Talk about winning ugly. Really was.
well, we talk about it so often. You know, you're not going to play at the top of your game every time you stick your foot to the hockey. And when you win a tournament, there's always at least one game you go, I got away with that.
Yeah.
I got away with it. It may be in the early part of games, but the win and ugly is a fact. You have to learn how to win ugly. And we talk about Michael Smith. You know, perhaps he's just realising that sometimes, you know, you've got to get down and dirty.
100.
Nothing down and dirty about his win against Mensur Suljovic. Absolutely incredible game of darts between those two. Van Gerwen. 99 gets him down to a manageable one, but Lewis looking at Shanghai. Now, he does have a very long dart, does Jamie Lewis. There's the potential to clatter into them, and he's not moving, so he thinks he can see double top, and he can, and he pins it. Jamie Lewis gets a leg on the board.
Yes, that'll give him a little bit of confidence. Certainly Van Gerwen has not outscored him. However, Van Gerwen, you know, we talk about Van Gerwen's runs where he goes 3, 4, 5 legs of level 12, 13 darters. He certainly hasn't done that yet, and it may be because it's his first game on the stage here in the Maritime Hotel, just outside Duijvenbode Airport. Can't hear the planes going over. Would you, with a crowd like that, you can't hear a lot else.
Certainly can't.
96.
And they will make a racket. They've been up and down out of their seats so far this evening. A little bit subdued now, just waiting for the world number one to perhaps light the blue touch paper here. And 105 leaves Michael Van Gerwen 120, but Jamie Lewis knows if he can set this up, he's got a chance of getting a break back.
Brilliant. Yeah, he did exactly the right thing, stayed on there. Excuse me, he had the line and length. And now it's Van Gerwen, he wants 120. Lewis took it out the previous leg. Oh, and a chance here for Jamie Lewis to get that throwback.
Oh, just a few missed doubles from Michael Van Gerwen here. And it's presenting Jamie Lewis with a chance. He's got to take it though, surely.
17.
You can't keep passing up opportunities like that against Michael Van Gerwen because he'll just do that to you. 4-1 to MVG.
6-leg Jamie to throw first.
Of course.
That's the second Michael Van Gerwen throw where Lewis actually should have won.
Yeah.
57.
Yeah, we were all talking when the draw was made that it could be MVG and Benito van der Pas in the third round, a repeat of their match in Riesa 3 weeks ago, where Benito ended his unbeaten run of 21 games on the European Tour in 2015. That's not going to happen. Benito knocked out by Johnny Haynes, the punk. Won 6-4 this afternoon. It's Haynes who awaits the winner of this one. Right now, 93. It looks like MVG, but Jamie Lewis, he's had chances, and if he ups his game, there's nothing to say that Michael Van Gerwen will match him. You would expect him to.
97.
It's not guaranteed, and look at that, he's missing, well, they're both missing doubles.
60.
Yes, you have to say that the world number one certainly hasn't got into a stride yet. And this is where this young man, Jamie Lewis, has got to make him pay. Start pounding the treble 20. Give yourself chances and take them out. Certainly the game is not lost yet by a long shot.
25 last start though. Is that the shot there? I mean, I know it looked good for the 180, but
21.
Well, it's worked out okay for him because Van Gerwen can't go out, but certainly Van Gerwen have left a check out, then yeah, he should have switched to
93.
Perhaps the 18s.
And here comes MVG. Well, he's stuck in a maximum. He's stuck in a maximum to leave himself double 3, but that gets the fans on their feet. Is it going to distract Jamie Lewis? Well, he's looking at tops.
32. Michael, you require 6.
And another chance goes
Game
begging.
shot on the 6th
And another
leg.
missed opportunity is punished
7th leg, Michael to throw first.
by the Dutchman.
Game on.
Yeah, a 5-1 scoreline does not tell the story, to be quite honest. You know, Jamie's played a lot better, missed too many doubles, self chance. I mean, when you're playing a world number 1 or a world champion like Gary Anderson or a Phil Taylor, you're not going to get handfuls of darts at a double. It is going to be 1, maybe 2, and if you're extremely lucky, you may get 3. But that really is the most. And those 1s and 2s, and if you hit them earlier on, obviously that gives you the confidence, and then you normally carry on hitting them, like Benito van der Pas did. But Jamie just missed a few darts.
80.
Well, this could be coming to a rather rapid end for Jamie Lewis. If you told him beforehand that Van Gerwen was only going to average 91 against him, he'd have bitten your hand off. But he's not been able to capitalise so far. Now, could it be a party piece to round things off? It won't be. Little purse of the lips from Van Gerwen suggests he was thinking about going for the bullseye had he hit the 2 treble 20s, but he set it up very nicely indeed, and it could well be the best leg of the match to seal the deal and book his place in the last 16 to face Johnny Haynes. Double 18 he wants, right on the wire, and that one finds its mark. And Jamie Lewis, desperately disappointing for the young Welshman. Only hit 1 in 6 in his doubles. Had he taken a few more of the chances that were presented to him by a lacklustre world number 1, things could have been very, very different. Michael Van Gerwen knows he's dodged a bullet there, but he goes through to the final day of action at the European Darts Open, and he gives himself an opportunity to go and turn on the style. He scraped through his match against Kevin Painter in this stage in Gibraltar a few months ago, and then went bonkers on the final day. We shall see if he does that tomorrow.
I know, that was not your A game, but you always say the first round match is a match just to come through, to get in contact with the tournament.
Yeah, that's true, but it was absolutely scheisse. I can do a lot better than this, but the most important thing is I won the game, and what can I say? I just want to do better than the next one. My confidence is there, but I didn't play well for some reason. But I need to focus myself on the next ones, and to be fair, Jamie played crap as well, and was not a good game between us. We played better games, but I'm still in the tournament, and what can you say? We're still going, and I need to prepare for tomorrow, and then I will be ready.
I was shocked when I heard that you lost a match on the European Tour in 2015 in Riesa. How could that happen?
You cannot win all the times, and I always try my 200% my hardest, but if I play like this the rest of the tour, I won't win as well. So I need to do a little bit better, but I know I can do that. And there's a lot of people here who come and watch proper darts, but I disappointed tonight, and I want to play better tomorrow and show everyone what I can.
Good to see you tomorrow again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Rawi to throw first. Game on.
As well, by the way, 6-4. So, you know, I think there could be a bit of value to be had in backing the Austrian here. 21 years of age.
41.
Looks about 12. But yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for Rodriguez's credentials here. The winner will face Justin Pipe in the third round tomorrow.
60.
And it was Pipe who ended Rodriguez's hopes here last year in the second round. So maybe a chance for Rodriguez tomorrow should he get through to avenge that defeat. We shall see.
Well, I'm sure Vincent will be looking for a bit of vengeance of his own.
140.
Having lost to Roby John 3 weeks ago in reset. But here comes the little man.
140.
Nathan Aspinall and William O'Connor, the other players to have beaten Van der Voort on the European circuit so far this year
85.
as well. No disgrace in perhaps losing to James Wade and Adrian Lewis as he did in Gibraltar and Hildesheim respectively, but
140.
Van der Voort's not convinced me so far this year.
No, I think that's fair enough, to be honest. He made a final of one of the UK Open qualifiers. That was back in
100.
February.
He's
He's only made one quarter-final since then, and that's despite playing some phenomenal darts all the way through the back end of last year as Roby John looks at the
38.
bullseye and misses by a
116.
distance. So this would be for an early breaker throw for Vincent van der Voort.
And a chance to make me eat my words.
And he might do.
Get
a knife and fork malarkey.
That's cruel. That is brutal from Vincent. Early break. Earliest possible break. Early doors.
140.
Vincent van der Voort, the best man at Michael van Gerwen's wedding. Looking to join
81.
his good mate in the last 16. Van Gerwen coming through 6-1 against Jamie Lewis. But a rather subdued display. However, all
42.
the talk in the moments after it was, isn't this exactly what he did in Gibraltar, where he just scraped past Kevin Painter in a pretty underwhelming
81.
performance and then went balmy on the Sunday.
Well, we've not really had an upset of sorts tonight. All the seeded players winning in the evening session so far. Michael Smith kick-starting things with that 6-4 win over Suljovic. James Wade through, Van Gerwen through as well.
And Kim Huybrechts.
Kim Huybrechts as well, sorry.
Now Vincent.
134.
Well, that should give him 2 darts at double top when he returns for a 2-0 lead. And
44.
Roby John just struggled
60.
to get going in this one so far.
Well, yeah, certainly is. He looks a bit overawed by the occasion, actually. Double top, though, for Van der Voort for a 2-0 lead.
Game shot the second
No
leg.
problem
Vincent
whatsoever
van der
for the
Voort.
big Dutchman.
Third leg is Robbie to throw first. Game on. 60.
Ranked 55 in the world is Roby John Rodriguez. He's a player on the up. Made his first appearance at the World Championships over Christmas. And I think he
54.
did feel overawed there because he didn't trouble Barney. Barney saw him off 3-0.
42.
I'm not sure he dropped a leg. If he did, it was only 1 or 2.
Oh, that's lovely stuff from Van der Voort. Might already be thinking about the opportunity to break for a second time here, but Rodriguez responding in kind with his first maximum of the match. That might just settle him down a little bit, you know.
Oh, hitting back Vincent van der Voort. It's just a ton 40, so it doesn't get him down to a finish. This is more like it from Roby John.
133.
Yeah, indeed it is.
A win today would put him through to the last 16 of European Tour event for the first time and emulate the achievements of his brother, or one of his brothers, I should say.
99.
Roxy James.
I must say, he reached the last 16 in Risa.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry.
Where he beat Vincent van der Voort, of course.
Yes, of course. Do beg your pardon. Oof.
50. Vincent requires
He's not gone further than the last 16. Could this be the weekend that he does it? Oh, lovely dart. Lovely dart. 14 darter Vincent van der Voort, a second breaker throw.
Fourth leg is Vincent to throw first.
And that was a leg where Roby John's thrown a 180 in it as well.
Game on.
Yep, 2 breaks. Checkouts of 116 and 74. Brutal on the doubles, 2 from 2. All in all, things going very nicely indeed for
100.
VDV. But Roby John Rodriguez just giving him a reminder. Second 180 of the match for him.
And he was on the 9 darter in his
59.
win over Barry Bates. Back-to-back 180s to start the leg. Didn't really trouble the 141 to close out the perfect leg, and he's not following up the first 180 here, not with a maximum of his own anyway.
Oh, that's just about hanging in there, isn't it? But only 43 points scored anyway.
$59.
Well, he's stolen the darts here, Roby John Rodriguez. A break back would give him a foothold in this game.
100.
He is a character he's quite combative on stage, normally, Roby John. He doesn't mind a wild celebration or two.
96.
Certainly at the World Cup of Darts when he was partnered with Mensur Suljovic. His game against Germany, I mean, he was inciting the
58.
crowd. He was sticking his tongue out at them. He was doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it was feisty, to say the least.
Nothing of the sort from him at the moment.
100.
But then, if he doesn't take out this 120, he could find himself 4-0 down. Needs the treble. Doesn't get it.
56.
Yeah, you fancy Van der Voort to finish this off here, the way he's been playing so far. Oh, this is beautiful from Van der Voort, just picking them off at will. It's like shelling peas for the Dutchman here.
To throw first. Game on.
An 87 checkout for a 4-0 lead.
180.
Rodriguez, well, he's finding the 180s, no problem. That's his third, but it's all well and good doing that. But you need to back it up. He's 4-0 down.
And he followed it with 43 in the last leg. This is better, though. This is better. Oh, look at this. Back-to-back 180s for Roby John. And he's on the 9 darter for the second time this weekend. And this has come out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
100.
I bet a little part of him is hoping or wishing it had been done against the throw. And, well, that was what happened with Huybrechts. He was on a 9 darter. 7th dart was a 5. That's a good score, though.
Just a little thumb up from Vincent van der Voort.
Yeah.
You can afford to be generous when you're 4-0 up in a roast to 6.
Didn't have to, though, but nice touch.
100. Robbie requires 22.
The double 11. Oh, 10 dart leg. That's as good as we've seen this weekend. As good as we've seen. And it's come out of a clear blue sky.
$140.
Well, maybe, just maybe, it might give him a bit of impetus here. He needs something to get himself going.
Oh, look at that. 10 dart leg sticking out like a sore thumb amongst those 4 little dashes next to Roby John Rodriguez's name.
$99.
He was right there with Vincent in this one. Vincent is 4 out of 4 in his doubles, it says there. He's at double 18, double top, double 16, double 5. And there's the Robin Hood shot. All around the board for Vincent on the doubles. And all the trebles
126.
are pretty good for Roby John Rodriguez. 180s in the last 3 legs. Well, 2 in the last leg.
Well, if he fails to find a treble here, Rodriguez could steal, but he does.
100.
Still a chance, though. A pretty decent one.
Needs a treble.
60. Vincent, you require
Well,
116
116 is much more manageable than 122. Vincent needs 4 18s for a shot at the bullseye, and that's as good as he's going to get here, and he's not even going to get that.
54.
So Roby John, just one treble, buys him a shot at a double. And he's got the treble he needed. And he's got the 16, double top, and it wasn't far away.
Vincent, you require
But Vincent is not missing his doubles at the moment. Is this the moment that changes? Double 16. 5-1, Vincent van der Voort, flawless on the doubles for the big man.
Yeah, that missed dart at double 20.
123.
Nearly yet another leg that Roby John started with a 180.
$140.
Well, Vincent van der Voort averaging in the high 90s at the moment, as is Roby John.
82.
It's just that he's missing his darts at double, whereas Vincent hasn't missed a single one.
59. $58.
Patchy scoring in this leg from both players.
140.
A bit of a miscount there from Vincent van der Voort. Left him 162. That's a bogey number.
56.
Not made to pay for it though. 6 darts from here for the match for Vincent van der Voort. Quick as a flash.
96.
Yeah. 85 left, he was told.
I thought for one glorious moment we were going to see the 180 double one there from Roby John Rodriguez, but Vincent van der Voort's looking at 66 for the match, as well as the one at tops.
83.
But Vincent van der Voort will look at me wrap this one up in this leg for a 6-2 win to book his place in the final day of action, where he would face
Dave Chisnall, Premier League player, big 180 hitter, and Jelle Klaassen, one of the fastest players on the tour, should serve up a huge treat for a buoyant and a bouncing crowd here in Dusseldorf. A smoke-filled arena, as you can see. A red-hot atmosphere inside the Maritime Arena as well, for what should be an absolute cracker. Rod Harrington in the chair for this one as well. Chisnell, I assume, will be the favourite for this one, but Klaassen will have his backers, won't he, on the evidence of what he's done recently, especially.
Yeah, Rob, I think there's Jelle Klaassen backers would have a few quid on it, because you know, he's playing extremely well at the moment. The one thing that both these players are prone to is actually missing a few doubles now and again, so it'll be interesting to see who cleans up the legs the quickest, but they're both heavy scorers. And like you said, they're both very quick throwers, so both Premier League players. Chisnall's been in a couple of times, and Jelle Klaassen once.
$99.
Well, Klaassen had to come through qualifying for this. He beat Eddie Dootson 6-3 in his first round match yesterday. He had a 10-dart leg in that one, by the way. That was in the final leg. The 9th leg as he wrapped up victory. Averaged over 100 yesterday as well.
136.
And he's a player in form. He won his 2nd PDC title at the Players' Championship event in Wigan last weekend.
134.
And he's certainly atoned for what was a disappointing visit here last year. He failed to get beyond the first round, lost 6-2 to Darren Johnson 12 months ago.
96.
He's going to give himself at least one dart on a double, so Chisnall needs to
59.
get into his stride, which he hasn't
74.
done.
Game shot in the first leg, Jelle Klaassen. Second leg is Dave to throw
Traditional
first.
way of going
Game on.
for the 74, but he does like the double 18, so For him, it is the right way.
180.
As Chisnall, didn't take him long to get his first maximum on the board.
96.
Yeah, there are those who will have looked at the 180s market for Chizzy as well. I think it was a split, or the dividing line was 3.5, so 4 or more effectively. Looks a good bet. There's another one now.
It certainly looks a good bet now. Yeah, I don't know anybody who's backed that, by the way.
134.
Well, we've had so many people hit the 2
141.
maximums. Can Dave Chisnall? Oh, and a little bit of a snatch.
Had a few players for Kim Huybrechts, Rodriguez again tonight, hitting 6 perfect darts, but not coming up with that elusive 9-dart finish.
171.
And that's effectively a maximum from Klassen himself.
Dave Chisnall.
It was indeed, and Klassen.
18.
Wow, that was a long way off from Dave Chisnall.
Not really, it was indeed.
Yeah, I mean, is he going to go 2 for double 8? You know, he's going straight for the double 9.
44.
Risky.
Oh,
That's the
it's
risk.
not
That's
bad.
danger.
Yeah, I mean, is he going to go 2? If you're going to split it, you want to split it with the first dart. Straight for the double 9. The second dart's always going to be 2 10.
Risky. That's the risk. That's the danger. For a break
That is
here.
the risk. If you're going to split it, you want to split it with the first dart.
To the good.
Because the second dart's always going to be 2 10.
Yellow to throw first.
Double 18 for a break here. Yellow Klassen backers. And Klassen is 2 looks to the good. Will be.
Third leg is yellow to throw first.
And those yellow Klassen backers, a nice smile on their face now. Will be a confident, smug grin. Bearing a wry smile on their face now. A confident, smug grin. That noise you may have heard in the background was there for a purpose.
58.
The speed of me killing a fly that was really bugging us.
Now that noise you may have heard in the background was there for a purpose.
No more. The speed of me killing a fly that was really bugging us.
Deadly being the
No more.
opposite. He's still got it. He's still deadly accurate.
105.
Rod Harrington. Deadly being the opposite. Had the whole arena to work with. He decided to focus on his
105.
I don't know why. Anyway, Chizzy here with a 3rd maximum of the match. The fly had the whole arena to work with. He decided to focus on us 2 for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, Chizzy here with a 3rd maximum of the match.
156.
Chisnall's still not on the checkout, so
60.
plenty to do here for Chisnall. He's got to be very careful here.
60.
He's on the verge on the checkout, so 3-0 down. Plenty to do here for Chisnall. He's got to be very careful here. Double 19 on the verge.
He's got one of them.
Going 3-0 down.
116.
Well, 116 for Chisnall. Going to get 2 darts at the treble 20.
He's got one of them.
David
Well,
116.
116 for Chisnall. Going to get 2 darts at the treble
That's a
20.
good recovery though from Chisnall.
No, he's gone for the 419s, the lead double top.
You require 19.
That's a good recovery though from Chizzy there. He knows it was an opportunity
96.
to break back straight away.
90.
Should have shoulder problem there. He knows it was. He now leads by 3 legs to 0 and to break back straight away. Chizzy fans will be feeling a bit subdued, especially there for yellow Klassen. He now leads by 3 legs to 0. And Chizzy fans will be feeling a bit subdued, especially after that opening treble 1 as well.
The way he's been playing, he's coming to this. As he hits his maximum. Well, we did say that there was a lot of value in Klassen. Keeps saying this match, the way he's been playing, he's coming to this as he hits his maximum. Winning the tour event, and we keep saying, Rob, that you've got to play exceptionally well to win a tour event.
120.
Yeah, Klassen's first, just a very, very of the match. Player is Klassen at times. He's got a great rhythm. Just a very, very composed player when he's up against him. He still manages to. He's got a great rhythm, maintain that aura.
Well, he's got pedigree,
Always looks
hasn't he?
very composed. Even when he's up against it, he still manages to
under pressure.
maintain that aura.
Rather than Barneveld in that. He's got pedigree, hasn't he? You know, he's a world champion, so he's had to do it under pressure. He beat at the office.
137.
Rather than Barneveld in that final, so he didn't have it all his own way. You know, it weren't like an easy day at the office.
156.
This would really
134.
hit Chisnell.
Yeah, you
He's
require
gonna take it down.
156.
Now, it was that area on the board that he missed the doubles
Maybe
before.
about
This would
24.
really
Double nine
hit
it was.
Chisnell. He isn't
No,
going to
double
take it now.
12 next door.
Now, it was that area on the
Simply
board
can't
that he
afford to
missed the
miss
doubles
this.
before.
24.
Double
Wow.
9 it was.
Anxious times
Yeah,
here for
double
Chizzy
12
and his
next door.
backers and his fans. Chizzy just simply
Yeah,
can't
you're
afford to miss
60.
this. He can't believe it himself. It's missed that
Wow.
double six, but anxious times here for Chizzy and his backers and his fans. In the blink of an eye, he is 4-0 himself. It's missed that double
Well, I said at
six,
the beginning
but
of the game
double
that
four
both
for
players are
Klassen,
fine
and
with doubles.
in the blink of an eye, he is 4-0 to the
It
good.
Really is missing
Well, I said at the
doubles.
beginning of
He's
the
actually
game
making
that
it so
both
easy
players
for
are
Game
prone
on.
to missing doubles. Yelly
97.
Klassen here, and it's Chisnell that really
Now
is
he has
missing
got
the
a real
doubles. He's
task
actually
in his
making it
hands.
so easy
The
for
way Klassen is playing.
Yelly
97.
Klassen here to get back from
96.
4-0 down.
And
It's
now
going
he
to
has
take
got
some
a real
exceptional
task in
darts.
his
We know
hands.
Chisnell is
The
capable of
way
it.
Klassen is playing.
To get back from
96.
4-0 down, it's going
40.
to take some exceptional darts. We know Chisnell is capable of it.
140.
Simon Whitlock and Joe Cullen waiting in the wings after this one. It's a match that's not really lived up to its billing so far. It's been a very one-sided affair in waiting in the wings after that respect. And Yellow Klassen, a match that's not really lived up to its billing so far. It's been a very one-sided affair in away from a 5-0 that respect. And Yellow Klassen, well, he's not hanging around, is he? 84 points away from a 5-0 lead. Chisnell still with
85.
loads to do.
Yeah,
He's
you
got
require
plenty of time and
84.
plenty of room for manoeuvre here. Yellow Klassen just sets it up nicely.
48.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time and plenty of room for manoeuvre here. Yellow
His
Klassen
favourite
just
double.
sets it up nicely
Oh, now he's got to switch
for
to
the next
nine.
visit.
But he has no problem with the double 9. His favourite double out is not very often.
Game on.
Does he
Gotta
ever
switch
get
to the nine.
whitewashed? But he has no problem with the double 9.
Staring it in the face.
And Dave Chisnell now
Dave to
is
throw
not very
first.
often.
Game on.
Does he ever get whitewashed?
108.
As he hits his
staring it in the
4
face.
maximum, so you have back quality over the 3.5, then you are quickly.
108.
As he hits his 4 maximum,
50
however,
to 1, by the
you
way,
have
the
back
scoreline for 6-0 for
over the
Klassen.
3.5,
So well
then
done
you
if you
are
picked that
quickly.
one out. I can't believe many people did.
140.
However-
50 to 1, by the way, the scoreline for 6-0 for Klassen.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
well done if you picked that one out. I can't believe many people did. Well, he knows it's too little too late, perhaps.
Chizzy,
Would be a nice way to round things off, though. 9-dart finish.
34.
Well, he knows
see.
it's too little too late, perhaps. On here. Would be a nice way to round things off, though. 9-dart finish.
34.
Certainly would be.
Blow it in style. It's on here.
That's the second time in this match he's had a
81.
chance at.
Well, if you're going to blow it in
I think
style.
he miscounted there as well. For a
81.
high 20. I think he left
140.
himself double
They
top.
require 60.
Unless he
Well,
think he
double
miscounted there
10.
as well. He threw a high
2 darts
20.
at tops it is for a 5-1 deficit. And
Unless
well, the
he's
6-0
double
whitewash
10.
Seven leggers a
has
yellow
not
throw
come to
first.
pass.
Game on.
2 darts at tops it is for a 5-1 deficit. And well, the 6-0 whitewash
Seven leggers a
has
yellow
not
throw
come to
first.
pass.
Game on.
The Klassen with a throw here in leg 7.
140.
Klassen with a throw here in leg 7.
Well, we've seen this deficit clawed back before. The move
137.
that Yelly Klassen's in. Well,
gonna
we've
take
seen this
something
deficit clawed back before. Not just one leg, 2 legs. But
140.
the move that Yelly
5
Klassen's
more
in.
legs. It's going to take
Something
something
exceptional Dave Chisnell needs. Not just 1 leg, 2 legs. 5 more legs. On the
54.
trot.
65.
Dave Chisnell needs.
Well, Klassen is down to a finish, and I suppose he might already be thinking about his
65.
third round match tomorrow against either Peter Wright or Devin Peterson. Well,
135.
Klassen is down to a finish, and I suppose he
Again.
might already be thinking about his third round match tomorrow against either Peter Wright or Devin Peterson.
135.
As Chisnell almost fills it up once again.
156.
Now then, Yellow.
100.
Almost there now. Wright or Peterson awaiting then. They meet in the last match
100.
of the night. 2 more to go. Whitlock Cullen next. Almost there now. Wright or
Well, I think we
Peterson
can guarantee
awaiting
that
then.
the
They
route
meet
for
in the
this
last
will be
match
the
of the
20
night.
for
2 more to go.
18.
Whitlock Cullen next. As safe as houses, as sure as night
Well, I think we
follows
can
day.
guarantee
Double
that the
18
route for
it is
this
for
will
Yellow
be the
Klassen.
20 for double 18.
And well, a match that was billed as one of Safe the as most houses, as eagerly sure as night awaited of the follows night. day. Double Double 18 18 is for Yellow Klassen. Indeed, I don't think too many And well, a people match saw that was billed as one of the most eagerly awaited of the night has proved to be a very one-sided affair indeed. I don't think too many people saw a 6-1 scoreline coming up tonight. 22 to 1 there or thereabouts before the match started. Shizzy simply did not turn up tonight. Okay, picked a few 180s, 5 of them in fact as well at times. But just 1 from 10 on his doubles. Jelle Klaassen was at his ruthless best tonight as well at times. Huge, huge congratulations, and he means business this weekend. Let's hear from your latest winner, Whitlock Cullen, up next for you.
I don't know. I was a little bit lucky that Chisnall missed a lot of doubles, but I was consistent and I didn't miss that much, so I'm happy with my game.
Average of 105, I think. That's quite good.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
See you tomorrow again. Thank you, Jelle. Congratulations. Starker Auftritt von the Cobra, Jelle Klaassen.
Whitlock, a man whose popularity in Germany is seemingly perpetual. The lookalikes are back this weekend. They've had the awkward moment of explaining to their wives and girlfriends that they are off to Dusseldorf with a bit of carpet sample glued to their chin. They are here cheering him on. He always has significant support, and he has delivered for his German fans here before. He was a beaten finalist last year. He was a beaten finalist the year before. Lost to Peter Wright last time round and MVG before that. Some of his greatest successes have been on the European stages, not least his major title, the European Championship, which came in Germany as well, of course. And it's our penultimate game of the night. Simon Whitlock against Joe Cullen. I'm Dan Dawson, and Rod Harrington is alongside me. Joe will be the underdog here, but he is quite capable of pulling off a victory.
Yes, he's certainly got the game down. We've talked about it before we come on here. We talked about Joe and how he's been around a long time and has never moved that, just gone that next rung up the ladder and needs to do it very shortly. But he has got the game to beat anybody. I know you can say that about most players. But if Simon Whitlock gets on a run, then Joe hasn't only got to hang on to his darts, he's got to hang on to this crowd as well, because they may start getting a little bit boisterous.
Well, this is some start.
140.
Simon Whitlock going off 27, Joe Cullen with a ton 40. Winner of this one will face Robert Thornton, a 6-5 winner in an absolute belter of a match this afternoon against Dimitri van den Berg.
60.
Yes, and I thought for a little while there Robert might just clip the young man round the lug holes to...
There were shades of Thornton versus Roby John Rodriguez in Austria last year.
Yes, we remember that very well. We were commentating on that, Dan. It was quite funny, really.
It was phenomenal.
We have to say that we did talk to the people in Europe about that, and since then, fair play to Roby. He has calmed down and become a better player for it as well.
Yeah, well, Roby John losing out to Vincent van der Voort this evening as Simon Whitlock fires in a 180. But that 174 from Joe Cullen has got him down to a finish. That doesn't help him, and that doesn't either, really.
55.
Trying to find his way through to the treble 20 when it was partially blocked. And here comes Whitlock again. Look at this. Oh, out of nowhere, Simon Whitlock has launched himself back into this leg, but Cullen has a chance to break. Oh, and that doesn't help, so it's down from the 19s. Well, he's hit the treble, so he gets a dart, a double 6. And it should have been easier than that for Joe Cullen.
Yes, you're right. Missed 2 big numbers in the last 6 darts, cost him at least 1 extra dart of the doubles. But the 2 180s and the double 7 from Simon Whitlock hangs on to his throw. And he kicked that leg off, what was it, 27.45, I think it was.
80.
Joe Cullen won his opening match against Mike Langendorf, won it 6-3, and he had an average of nearly 97, and that was while missing an absolute string of doubles. I mean, it could have been well over 100 had he taken his chances.
140.
Well, he missed 6 in one leg. I think it was to go 5-2 up or something like that. And, you know, mistakes like that can end up costing you the game. He managed to get over the line in the end, but I fear that he will not be let off so lightly against this man Whitlock. But we have to say, he's not been on the top of his game for the last year. There's been glimpses of the form, but nothing consistent.
Well, there we go. There's only 4 Simon Whitlocks, as the chant goes. 3 of them in the crowd. Pretty convincing. Mind you, they've been doing it for 2 or 3 years. They should be pretty good.
Yes, I think they look absolutely great.
Never got anybody turning up to any of your games dressed as you, did you, Rod? Get the old tie and the waistcoat on. 1080 from Joe Cullen.
But like Peter Wright, Simon Whitlock, wherever he goes in the world, he's certainly noticeable.
Nothing wrong with being distinctive. Nothing wrong with that 59 checkout from Joe Cullen either.
Well, we tell all the youngsters, make yourself into a character, and there they are. There's a hat trick of Whitlocks in the audience and one on stage doing the business.
60.
I wonder if they share prize money.
That is the genuine Whitlock up there, I believe. I don't think he's
96.
got a ringer in.
Perhaps in future years there'll be team events where someone does the scoring and then you bring on the sub to take the double out.
Well, there have been times over the last year or so for Simon Whitlock when he probably wishes he could have brought on a sub. The major TV events have been nightmarish for him. It's been first round exits in everything, pretty much. It's ever since the match play. The match play made the semi-finals, playing the best darts he played for 5 years, is what he said. He ended up losing out to Michael van Gerwen in a decent game. He put up a fight. But since then, it's just not gone his way on telly. Now, we have seen little bits of the old Simon Whitlock. He's made a couple of quarterfinals and a couple of semi-finals, and he's hit a 9-darter on the tour this year. But once you put a camera on him, things haven't gone particularly well.
41.
Well, a chance here for Joe. In the first leg of this match against the throw, he had chances, and he's given himself chances again.
43.
Without having treble, it's not going to help. Well, we see Terry Jenkins take this out. The first game of the afternoon, and that looks absolutely plumb to be followed up.
Well, of course, when Whitlock made the switch to the PDC, it was the big combination finishes that really caught the eye. He was just incredible at them. Joe Cullen's not going to get a dart at the bullseye for the 1-2-8, and Whitlock will return for double 10 for 2-1. And he gets it.
Simon Whitlock.
Well, Simon Whitlock is one of the players that has changed his darts. Assures me and everybody else that he's comfortable with them now, and he's on the way back. Although he's not going to be one of the seeds down in Australia and New Zealand, he will be one of the invitees. And the top 8 of that World Series go through to the finals. And someone like Simon Whitlock, he's got 3 tournaments down there. He could actually knock one of the seeds out. Because Barneveld, I think Bunting hasn't really won any points yet. So the incentive is there.
60.
Same for Kyle Anderson, although I've heard that Kyle Anderson will not play Sydney, which is, as Joey Cullen puts in another 180. And if Kyle Anderson's listening, I think you're silly to duck out of it, because you could easily put in a run like he did last year and get those points and be in that top 8.
Well, certainly the way Kyle Anderson has played this year, it's been very, very impressive. I mean, he's an absolute nightmare quarter of the draw at the World Match Play, making his debut in Blackpool next week. He's got James Wade to start with, and there's the same quarter as Gary Anderson and Terry Jenkins. But look, he's there, and he's given himself a chance. And Simon Whitlock's given himself a chance in this leg, but Joe Cullen gets 2 darts at double top for 2 apiece, and he gets it. It's another 14-darter.
It's 2 out of 2 on the tops for Joey Cullen. And it's 2 apiece in legs between him and Simon Whitlock. And it's Cullen that's, out of his 2 legs on the throw, have been held it very strongly. But both times he's had a chance to nick the throw.
And he is going to need a break at some point in this match. Simon Whitlock, of course, having made the final here the last 2 years. I mean, he'll have very happy memories of Dusseldorf and particularly this stage. You must know, Rod, and the match play for you, I would imagine, was always a good one. Having won there, that you go then and think, look, I know this is a place where I can deliver my best.
You do have lucky stages, there's no question about that, and it's normally when you feel that you've had a good little bit of run of luck at certain times in the tournament. That's what you think, well, I'm up here, and you look at the back of the head of the opponent and you think, well, you're going to miss. And that's what you say. You say, yeah, I know you're going to miss and I'm going to take it out. And that like air of arrogance, confidence is what gets you over some matches.
And a ton 80 from Whitlock, that's his third. The fifth of the match in total. It gets him down to a finish, but Joe Cullen has given himself another opportunity. A ton, well, it gets him down to a two-darter. Or will we see another big finish? We've had loads this weekend. We're not going to see the 157 now, but he is going to set it up absolutely marvellously. Now, Joe Cullen, you've had chances on the Whitlock throw. Will you take this one? Yes, you will.
Joe Cullen, six-leg Joe.
He's done well there, Joe Cullen, because on the previous two Whitlock throws, he's been thereabouts and had the odd dart, but this time he's taken the chance, and now he's got to step up. Don't throw any more than 15 darts. Do not let your opponent back in the game. This is where you really have to punish him. If you're going to, move on and beat someone like Simon Whitlock, you must not let him back in the game.
And that was there you see, 99 overall average, 107 for the first 9. Joe Cullen, he has outscored his opponent, and that has brought him chances in every leg. He's had the opportunity. I mean, he could have been 5-0 up, pretty much.
134.
Kind of fluffed his lines on the Whitlock throw in the first 2 times that the Australian was thrown first. Made the most of it in that last leg, though. Needs to consolidate. Open up a bit of daylight between these two.
Well, you would think he was going to get 9 darts from 274, and that's a brilliant visit. And what he's doing, he's putting the pressure on Simon Whitlock to hit a 140 himself, or a 180 would help. Brilliant darts from Simon Whitlock. That's the Whitlock of old. That's the one that got him in the Premier League.
60. Simon, you require 58.
And this is a great break back from Whitlock.
Oh, well, he's hit the double. He didn't mean to.
736. That leaves to 22. Wow.
Game shown a 6-leg.
Double finish from Simon Whitlock. I mean, I don't think he meant it, but it will do very nicely.
Yeah, he certainly didn't mean it, but that's good focus. And that's a great leg of darts, because, I mean, Joey Cullen broke him with a superb leg. And Simon Whitlock with
100.
a good leg to bounce back and get the advantage. So all the hard work for Joe Cullen to do again. Been switching extremely well, though, Cullen.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good stuff from Joe Cullen. It's just been a couple of occasions when he's messed up the setup shots in the early part of the game on the Whitlock throw that has made it a little bit more difficult. He could be another break up, but look, if he just keeps on in this rhythm and this performance, hitting 1 or 2 trebles every visit, Joe Cullen.
Well, he's got the throw, and only a maximum's going to get it back for Whitlock. Well,
180s in the last 3 legs for the big Aussie, but here comes Joe Cullen looking to hit back.
Go for the 18s. Yeah, beautiful darts from Cullen as well.
Simon, you require 160.
It's another belter of a game we've got for you here. We've had some absolute stormers tonight already, and Whitlock's not going to take out the 161.
Well, what route's Joey Cullen going to go? Is he going to go the aggressive route, or is he going for the 25? He's gone the aggressive route. Now he's got to go double 18, surely, and double top.
54.
Well, that, I believe, was a cry of anguish from Joe Cullen.
That was from Joe. That's what I thought.
He has missed double top by an absolute mile there. Will Whitlock give him a chance? They weren't particularly close. That one's exactly where he wanted it, though. Whitlock back into the lead.
Eighth leg Joe to throw first.
It is another leg on a Whitlock throw where Cullen has given himself an opportunity and hasn't been able to take it.
Well, this is the leg where Joe Cullen has got to stay focused. It's now easy just to go off the board a little bit when Whitlock's on a run, and all of a sudden you're 5-3 down and you're against the throw and you walk off losing 6-3. So big leg for Joe Cullen.
140.
But he scored exceptionally well.
Yeah, he really has.
$96. 83.
And once again, Simon Whitlock finds himself in need of a lot of trebles. And he can't deliver on this occasion. So Joe Cullen is looking in good shape to make it 4 apiece.
I was just about to say, mustn't have a visit without a treble, though.
64.
And that may not be enough. Simon Whitlock, the one thing he has done quite well is set the shot up. Got himself out of jail a couple of times, especially on his throw in the early part of the match.
95. Joe, you require 100.
Who can take out the ton plus? Wants the double top again. Oh, brilliant darts. Well, he answered the question that I asked earlier on, Dan, didn't he? And secured that leg without Whitlock having a chance of nicking it.
140.
Well, are we going to go right down to the wire? We haven't seen a game this evening go the full 11 legs.
33.
Seen plenty over the course of the weekend. Certainly yesterday. In fact, the only one that's gone 11 legs today was the Robert Thornton Dimitri Vandenberg one. Thornton coming through that one and awaits the winner of this one here. You see those averages. 99 plays 102.
Yeah, as we said before, I mean, for Simon Whitlock to have his overall average a lot higher than the front 9, it's just that
79.
He's been setting the shot up brilliantly from around about the 200, and that's where he's got his 4 legs from. Joey Cullen has dominated the power scoring in the front 9.
Look at this, Whitlock in there again now. Big moment here. What a last dart that is. Could make all the difference in this leg.
And again, Dan, we talked about his setup shots in this match, and that's perfect again. And Joe's stuck with him.
Simon required 46.
Well, needs to hold his nerve here. 2 darts, a double 16, and he only needs the one. It's a 14 darter from Whitlock. He is 1 leg away from the next round. And Joe Cullen has been throwing everything at the big Aussie. So far, it is not enough. Here, he needs to hold his throw and then break, and a 22 could spell the end.
We'll just go back to those early legs. The first 2 legs on Simon Whitlock's throw. Joe Cullen had a chance to take both of those. Actually, in fact, could have been 4-0 up.
He really could.
Because the first 2 of his throws, Simon never got anywhere near him.
85.
And we keep saying that you've got to take those chances in the early legs. That's what sets the game up for you, gives you control.
But Whitlock has effectively stolen the darts in this one. He's looking to tear away into the distance, and he's doing so. Simon Whitlock. Is this going to be the final leg of the match? But back comes Cullen. Back comes Cullen. 3 180s for Joe Cullen. He's at 174 as well.
100.
He may get 6 darts. Probably will get 6 darts from here. Oh, this is brilliant.
And another 174.
Absolutely brilliant. It's normally been Simon Whitlock that's been setting the shots up brilliantly, but certainly Joe Cullen. has done exactly that, and he's going to come back. And to be quite honest, the double top has been really kind to him in this match. So to take it to a decider, if you're going to miss, just put it above. Perfect. Perfect guide. Just hit the barrels, it's in.
Wow. Well, we are going all the way. We are going all the way. A phenomenal leg of darts there. Whitlock waiting to strike. But can he hold his nerve in this final leg?
60.
Just the 60. Opportunity for Cullen.
It was ironic, Dan, that I think in leg one, Simon Whitlock went off like 22, 26.45. And in that previous leg, Joe went off 22. And you're thinking game over. But comes back with the 180, 174.
Well, it's been a really high quality contest between these two, but is it all going to get a bit nervy as we approach the finishing line?
82.
Just keeps him in the running.
Simon Whitlock's runs to the final here over the last 2 years have been accompanied by choruses of the crowd singing his name non-stop, but it's all gone a little bit quiet here as Colin fires in a ton 40. It's all a bit tense, all a bit nervy.
Whitlock's still got the advantage though. He's going to get 9 darts from 252 unless Cullen can pull out a 180. And that's what he needs now. The 140 may give him an outside chance.
98. Simon, you require
117 for Whitlock, 124 for Cullen in the deciding leg. If one of these goes, it's a match winner. Treble 19 for Whitlock. Cullen will return to the board.
93.
But he may only get a dart at the bullseye, if that. Treble 18. Doesn't get it, and Whitlock will get 3 clear darts at double 12 for the match. Cullen has had his opportunities in this one,
Simon, you require 24.
and he has not taken them. And Whitlock, he loves it here. He loves it here in Dusseldorf. Finalist 2 years running. And he goes into the final day of action tomorrow. A 6-5 win over Joe Cullen. Another great game of darts here this evening at the European Darts Open. Joe Cullen, such an opportunity for him to end Whitlock's run here. Just couldn't quite get the job done. Both averaging around the 100 mark. Great game. We've got one more for you here on day 2 of the European Darts Open. It's Devin Peterson against Peter Wright. Not learned a vital lesson. You do not dance with Peter Wright on his walk-on tune. Stephen Bunting did that at the UK Open, and he got done 10-0. It is a bad omen for the South African. But who knows? Who knows? What have we got in store for you? Well,
maybe some darts after all.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm shattered. Peter Wright, the defending champion, resplendent. Who says that green, pink and orange don't go? What an outfit. Taking on Devin Peterson, a man with pretty much trademark dance moves. And they're fighting it out for the last place in the last 16. We have seen some stunning darts this evening. Jelle Klaassen was brilliant. Michael Smith, Kim Huybrechts, James Wade, they're all through, as is Michael van Gerwen, Vincent van der Voort and Simon Whitlock, the latest man through. We've seen 100 averages all over the place. We've seen 100 averages losing games. Mensur, Suljovic and Jihan Artur averaged 104 and lost. Joe Cullen's just averaged 101 and lost. What has the final game of the night got in store for us? We're about to find out. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for it, and Rob Malarkey alongside me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The bar has been raised this evening in Dusseldorf. Absolutely top quality darts right across the board. Pardon the pun. I can't even get my words out. A kaleidoscope of colour. That's easy for me to say. On the hockey. And around 37 minutes after the walk-on started, play breaks out.
60.
Well, it's no real surprise the first 3 visits have been pretty average after
all
these. They're absolutely shattered.
I used the word breathless in the intro today, at the outset of play today. I said we could be in for a breathless day. I think these 2 players are literally breathless after that walk-on.
More like it from Devon Peterson.
140.
Ton 40. And Peter Wright hitting back with a ton 40 of his own. Now, he has got those sort of wobbly darts that go into the board. They were homemade, although these look slightly different. So he's either knocked up some more in his shed, or his manufacturers have actually made a set for him.
Well, there was a time earlier this year where he changed his darts more times than perhaps he changed his underwear, I suppose.
22. Devon, you require 120.
Devon Peterson, though, down to a finish here. A Shanghai finish, but he won't get it.
60.
Oh, just the 60.
Pretty breathless fight back from Peterson in his first round match as well. He was 5-3 down against Nathan Aspinall, but came through.
137.
Having beaten Curtis Hammond, Andy Jenkins and Ronnie Baxter in qualifying. 6-1 he beat Baxter. And he's off and running here as well with the opening leg of the night. Hasn't played in Europe since his second round defeat by Gary Anderson in Gibraltar. Lost that one 6-2. Played in the first 2 European Tour events of this year. A long overdue absence ended.
134.
Devon Peterson had his best run in a PDC major earlier this year in the UK Open. Made it to the quarterfinals before losing out to Michael van Gerwen. Peter Wright made it all the way to the final. Beat Phil Taylor along the way, but ended up losing to Michael van Gerwen. It's on vogue to lose to Michael van Gerwen.
140.
Well, Peterson might fancy his chances of a break here if he can post a big tally, and he's looking to do just that here.
140.
He's not looking overawed, is he? Nice touch by the organisers and the schedulers here tonight. Peter Wright, the defending champion, given the honour, I suppose, of playing the last match of the night. Whitlock, last year's finalist, playing in the penultimate match of the night. But Devon Peterson is causing the defending champion a couple of problems early on here.
Yeah, nice little 12 darter from the South African for a breaker throw, and now he's thrown for a 3-0 lead. Peter Wright in all sorts of bother in the early stages.
26.
26? This is not the Peter Wright we have seen of late. He has been superb. Made it to the final in the World Series event in Japan before losing out to Phil Taylor. Mentioned the UK Open final he made earlier this year. Managed to win on the Pro Tour as well. And he'll be going into the match play next week as a dangerous outsider, but he may be heading home. I'm thinking about Blackpool a little bit earlier than he planned to, because Devon Peterson is throwing everything at him at the minute.
Wright is throwing everything back there. Oh, we needed that.
Still doesn't get into a finish though, so Peterson, 6 darts from 141, and the ball helps him out there. Should give him 2 darts at a double of his choice when he returns.
133.
A bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Require 51.
Exactly all he can do at the moment. Double 16 though for a 3-0 lead. Double 8 instead. Edgy. Peter Wright has an opportunity to get off and running here with his first leg of the match.
And it would be a break back. Treble 10.
Oh, beautiful.
Double 16.
Game shot of third
Equally
leg.
beautiful.
Winner right. Full leg, Peter to throw first.
All of a sudden,
Game
after
on.
staring down the barrel there, Peter Wright has produced the darts of a champion.
Yeah, and the darts we know he is capable of as well. That one's just pitched awkwardly, but had the room to go back to the treble bed.
$97.
Well, what Devon Peterson shouldn't do here is dwell too much on that last leg. He can't do anything about it now. But he can determine his own fate here by just sticking to his game plan, and that's exactly what he's doing here. Shame about the last dart, though.
Jelle Klaasen awaits the winner of this one. Klaasen superb earlier on.
60.
Thrashing Dave Chisnell, 6-1. Chizzy did miss a lot of doubles. But Klaasen got the job done, an average of 104.
81.
Continuing his superb form, having won his first PDC title for 8 years the other weekend in Wigan. A very, very
60.
dangerous opponent for whoever makes it through this one. And Devon Peterson has stolen a march on Peter Wright in this leg and continues to apply the pressure. Leaves himself 60 again. He took that out in the opening leg.
Doesn't like that. Steps to the right to see if he can find the gap, and he can't. And a shrug of the shoulders from Peter Wright tells you exactly how he's feeling. Tops it is then for a 3-1 lead to break back straight away here for the South African.
20.
Well, might get another opportunity, you never know.
138.
That's a lovely first dart.
Does he stay there? No, he switched the 18s. The lie looked pretty good. It would have left him double 9, but at least he would have had a dart
shot at a
at
double,
it.
yeah.
A double top for Peterson. Down for double 10.
Oh.
Right in the corner.
Inside the wire.
Fifth leg, Devon to throw
Bottom
first.
right-hand corner.
Game on.
And Peter Wright might just be looking back now at that decision to switch to the 18s. That's the sort of thing that drives Rod Harrington mad, by the way.
140.
Okay, if it comes off, fair enough, but he
Right.
always makes the argument for staying on track, staying on the same track.
Well, yeah, but Harrington would then be caught between the Harrington conundrum of, oh, let's stay on the treble and then leave double 9, which basically makes him spontaneously combust at the mere thought of somebody leaving double 9.
93.
And we've had Harrington not going for the 25 theorem already tonight as well. Lee
83.
Hanato was raising eyebrows with his persistence in going down that route.
Look, the man knows what he's talking
But the man
about.
knows what he's doing. It was the best
Two-time
match of
world
his
match
performance,
play.
the best match of his career.
140.
Devon Peterson putting in a very strong display here so far. Looking good for a 4-1 lead. Peter Wright, even a ton 40, wouldn't get him down to a finish, just the 85. And Devon Peterson, all the time in the world here. Well, he didn't need to go for the 18s route, but he's set it up, and look at this. Look at this.
118.
Hit double 10 twice before. Now we'll have to come back and look at double 5. Peter Wright, he's looking a bit out of sorts today, it has to be said.
81. Devon, you required 10.
4 visits to the board. Still back on 208. Devon Peterson looking at double 5 for a 4-1 lead against the defending champion, and there it is.
Devon Peterson, 6th leg, Peter to throw
A
first.
15 dart leg as
Game
well
on.
from Peterson too. A couple of 140s in there.
And averaging around about the 97 mark is Devon.
131.
Dropped a little bit actually from those couple of missed doubles, a 95, but very respectable. Peter Wright, there you go, 95. That first 9 average,
81.
significantly better than snake bites. It's getting him the opportunities. Peter Wright's only had 1 dart, a double in this match so far. He's hit it. but he's not giving himself the chances at the minute. There you go.
132.
Well, this would be a massive, massive win for Peterson if he can just stay focused here and finish the job 2 legs away, but
100.
he knows there is a lot of work to be done yet. He might be thinking there's not too much point in putting a great deal of energy into this leg. I'm not saying he's going to let it go, but, well, with darts like that, it might just give Peterson some encouragement.
$114.
I'll set it up pretty well in the end there, Peter Wright. As I said, he's yet to miss a double.
61.
Oh, well, that could have made a big difference. Another 60 points and apply a lot more pressure on this double 12 for Peter Wright.
You'd fancy Wright to take this one out, though. Well, has to go to double 6 instead. Double 3 can be awkward for some. And it's awkward for Peter Wright as well. Now, as you say, Dan, that 60 points on the floor from Peterson with his last visit leaves him with 122 as opposed to 62, but, well, Peter Wright has got another chance.
90.
Double 3, though, it's awkward. Some players will split this and go 2 for double 2. Not Peter Wright, he's going straight at it. Wrong side of that first dart, Peter. And that's the right side, but too high. And Devon Peterson for 5-1 to put the defending champion on the brink of a second round exit. Next door for double 8. And he gets it. And Peter Wright has got to win 5 straight legs. The defence of his European Darts Open title is going to come to an end at the earliest possible opportunity.
Wow. I mean, Peter Wright there, those missed doubles proving absolutely devastating. Devon Peterson was well adrift, but he kept on chipping away, got himself down to a finish. And a neat and tidy finish of double 16 as well. While Peter Wright was scrambling around at double 3. All those attempts went begging as well.
44.
And he's not punished Peterson there either for his 59. Managing only 44 in reply.
Well, there's just no margin for error for Peter Wright. He's got to win every remaining leg. He can't afford visits like that. Better from Snakebite.
140.
Better, but it could be too little too late. All he can do is keep on plugging away. Peterson just 92. Needs to keep his eyes focused here. He's almost there. Within touching distance of a famous win and a big win in his career.
60.
Peter Wright only registering 60 there, so a chance here for Peterson to kick on. He's 47 clear plus these. Could do with at least 1 treble just to stamp some authority on this.
Oh, Dave Chisnell knocked out tonight. Benito van der Pas, the
56.
finalist on the last time out, he's been knocked out today. We've seen Michael van Gerwen through, but a below par performance from him. Will we see the defending champion knocked out? Well, he's still in there fighting. 140 gives him a chance, but Devon might get 6 darts from him. He's going to need him.
Pace you require 117.
This might have to go, Peter Wright. 117. It can't go anymore.
Wow.
It cannot go. And Devon Peterson should get a match dart.
Devon, you require 72.
Just composing himself at the back of the stage there, Devon Peterson. Double 16 for a 6-1 win.
56.
Millimetres away.
PDC require 40.
Oh, Peter Wright simply can't afford to squander this. Still has loads to do, though. Even if he does ping the double 20, which he does, Peterson must be thinking of what might have been there. The agony goes on for him. 5-1 becomes 5-2. Wright with the throw here as well could become 5-3, and all of a sudden the doubts might begin to creep in.
Well, look, he does have the throw in 2 more legs in this match, potentially, Devon Peterson. This is just a free roll for him. Try and break Wright, end the game right here, right now.
91.
He doesn't want to go all the way to a decider, though. I can promise you that. Tomorrow's action will see the last 16 in the afternoon session. Then the quarter-final, semi-final and final in the evening as Devon Peterson has to settle for a ton 40. It means he's level pegging with Peter Wright in this one.
Yeah, he found this treble 5 again.
There's been 5s and treble 5s and 1s and all sorts from Peter Wright. It's just not been
95.
His usual self.
Now then.
He wants to stay on the 20s because a ton leaves him 170.
100.
And that's exactly what he's got. So, Peterson down to a finish. Could well be in the ascendancy if Wright can post a sub-100 score here. Well, okay.
You require 170.
No maximum checkout here for Peterson, so
60. Peter requires 70.
again, Peter Wright, no margin for error here. That's nice. Double 8 then.
Game shot in the 8th leg.
For a 5-3 deficit.
Devon to throw first.
He was 4 down, now he's only 2 down. Peterson with the advantage.
Well, this has got to be the leg for Devon Peterson.
96.
A 15 darter may be enough for the South African to book his place in the last 16. It might not, though.
140.
Well, we now know that a 12 darter will definitely be enough for Devon Peterson. It's looking unlikely.
59.
Well, all of this is giving Peter Wright plenty of encouragement, you know. He just needs an ounce of it, and it may be enough to just give him that shot in the arm he needs.
100.
A hush descending on the hall here at the Maritime Hotel.
44.
Oh, and Devon.
Losing his way, isn't he?
Handing the advantage to Peter Wright in this leg. A very important leg.
140.
And all of a sudden, Wright is in the ascendancy. Good response from Devon Peterson, though. Gets him down to 170.
Yeah, I've got to say, if somebody gave me a golden coin now and asked me to stick it on a winner, I would go with Peter Wright.
$57.
Just the 57.
Devon, you require 170.
Well, this would be some way to pull it off, but it won't happen.
Bullseye now to leave tops potentially. Well, the 18 route, and that'll leave him double 18. So Peter Wright, he may only get 1 dart here. Huge, huge moment. It's only going to be 1 dart. And it's a double 16.
32.
Oh, well, that could be that.
Devon, you require 36.
Surely this is the moment for Devon Peterson. 5-1 he led, it's now 5-3, but this a gilt-edged opportunity to advance to the 3rd round of the European Darts Open. He's got 1 more bite at it. Oh, my word.
He has missed 4 darts for the match now, Devon Peterson. He missed 1 in the 7th leg. He's missed 3 there. And Peter Wright gets double 16. It's 5-4, and Wright is throwing to level the match.
Throw first. Game on.
Well, it was looking like a procession after the first 5 or 6 legs. Now, it is looking a lot more difficult to call.
43.
Just the 43, though.
Well, will the tide turn again? That's the question now. Peterson will be hoping it does, but needs to find a treble somewhere here to punish Wright, and he hasn't done so. Well, the tension is absolutely tangible here. As you say, Dan, it's like a hush has descended all over the auditorium.
100.
Unscripted drama at its best here in Dusseldorf.
Well, we've seen 6-5 games this afternoon between Robert Thornton, Dimitri Vandenberg, and then the Ian White, Alan Norris game. They were the last 2 games of the afternoon session. Well, both the last 2 games of the evening session go the same way. Ton 40 for Devon Peterson, just gets his nose in front, but is it by enough here?
His average has dipped right down to 90.5 as well. But it's the missed doubles that cost him in the last leg.
This is tense. This is really tense stuff. It's Peterson holding his nerve here.
100.
Well, 100, he's going to get, well, he may only get a go at 142. It depends what Peter Wright throws at him here. Well, the likelihood is he'll get 6 darts from 142.
60. Devon, you require
142.
He had 3 darts at double 18. Let alone 3 darts at 142, a very, very different proposition. He just doesn't look to be in the same mindset here.
Pace, you require 154.
This would be a killer blow for Devon Peterson. Well,
staying there would have left him double 17. He liked the lie. That's why he stayed there.
94.
But Devon Peterson, he's missed 4 darts for the match. Will he get another one here? He is. He's going to get 2 more at double 12.
60.
And it's 2 more that he's missed.
Pace requires 60.
Unreal.
Well, you can't say Peterson's not had his chances here. 5 missed match darts.
Game shot
and Peter Wright.
6th.
11th. I should say, but Peter Wright
It's Devon to throw first. Game on.
Takes out the double 20 and forces a deciding leg. Wow.
140.
So Devon kicks off 140. He has the advantage of throwing first. He failed to hold his throw in the 9th leg. Peter Wright needs to break him again. He was 5-1 down here, remember. He has won 4 straight legs. Devon's best mate on the tour, Joe Cullen, agonisingly missed out against Simon Whitlock, losing in a deciding leg. It would be even more agonising for Devon Peterson, considering he has missed 6 match darts, 2 in the last leg, 3 in the leg before that, 1 in the 7th leg. He may get more here, but if he does, can he take them? Well, he's left himself 1-2-1 after 3 visits to the board.
But when he gets down to the doubles, you just wonder, will he live and will he cope with the pressure?
100.
Just a ton. Just a ton.
121.
Devon Peterson 61 left, has to go for the 11, surely. Oh, he's hit the treble to double 14 for the match. Oh, he can't hit the double when he's got 3 darts at him, but he takes out 121. Devin Peterson, you were living very, very dangerously, but you have just knocked out the defending champion here. I don't think Peter Wright's in the mood to dance.
Back here Sunday lunchtime, day 3 of the European Open here in Düsseldorf. And, well, today has got a lot to live up to. Something for everyone yesterday on day 2. We had upset the defending champion Peter Wright and Marisa finalist Benito van der Pas making their way home. We have 4 matches going in the distance. The heroics of Dimitri van den Berg and his epic with Robert Thornton. The last German standing, Jihan Artut, averaged 104 in his match with Kim Huybrechts and still lost. There were even a couple of flirtations with that elusive 9-dart finish as well. And in last night's finale, there was the flamboyance of the dance-off before Devin Peterson's brilliant 6-5 win over Snakebite. The South African withstanding a fight back from 5-1 down by Peter Wright to set up a match today against the brilliant Jelle Klaassen, who needed around 10 minutes to see off Chizzy in a 6-1 win. So, a lot to live up to today. But I, for one, am certain that day 3 can certainly match the drama that we witnessed yesterday. Dan Dawson alongside me for the opening match. The world #1 Michael van Gerwen against the qualifier Johnny Haynes. What a matchup we have in store here.
Yeah, launching ourselves into the final day of action at the European Darts Open here in Düsseldorf, live from the Maritime Hotel.
First leg is Michael to throw first. Game on.
Best part of 2,000 people here for this. And the world #1, first in action. It was lackluster. It was average stuff from the world #1 last night. He managed to win against Jamie Lewis. He won 6-1, but he only averaged 92.
Yeah, not at his best, but to some extent really troubled. But he's troubled here. Johnny Haynes out of the blocks with a 180. Well, we saw a fair few of those yesterday, but Haynes has got the first here today. Van Gerwen's dropped his darts.
66.
Well, Johnny Haynes sensing a break of throw already here. Bang on cue, finds the treble 1, finds another.
26.
180, 26. Barely warmed up the puck. Stand up if you love the darts. Echoes around the hall as Michael van Gerwen settles for a ton 40. As always on the European Tour, the final day of action sees the afternoon session with the 3rd round, so 8 games. Then the evening will see the quarterfinals, followed by the semi-finals and the final. £25,000 to the winner. Michael van Gerwen has won 4 out of 5 of these this year.
Johnny require
Michael Smith, the other winner. He's still here.
As a hush descends over the hall. Johnny Haynes, by the way, breaking his opponents in both the first round and the second round. Christian Surter and Van der Pas yesterday.
81.
And he may well break here as well.
Well, a good chance. Despite that 26 earlier in the leg. But a 14 darter from the punt means that Michael van Gerwen goes a leg down.
Game on.
Well, we mentioned it in commentary yesterday, didn't we, about the parallels of the performance against Van der Pas and the win over Christian Surter in round 1. He broke for a 1-0 lead in both those matches. 13-dart leg, in fact, against Van der Pas. That was a 14-dart leg. Led 2-0 in both of those matches as well, but the checkouts were just frighteningly similar, weren't they? 96 and 106 in the last 2 legs, as he produced in his first round win over Surter.
Yeah, around about that 100 mark, he was very dangerous.
137.
You would think he's going to have to be similarly lethal if he gets a sniff against van Gerwen, because he will warm up the world #1. Now that 92 average that van Gerwen threw against Jamie Lewis last night is the 2nd worst average he's thrown on the European Tour this year. He threw an 88 against Kevin Painter. That was in the same stage in the Gibraltar tournament. But the next day, he went bonkers. He averaged 103, 110, 104 and 107 as he stormed his way to the title.
Yeah, you suspect Van Gerwen will get better.
100.
I was going to say as he progresses, but whether he'll get the chance to progress it.
$129. Johnny requires 64.
Johnny Haynes may only get one dart. And it is only one dart. But it's for a 2-0 lead.
44. It's not 5. We require 35.
Oh, what a chance that was for Haynes. Double 16 for Van Gogh to level things up. One dart at double 8. My. Johnny Haynes has another chance here.
Requires 20.
Very uncharacteristic that from Van Gogh.
Double 5.
10 score.
Edgy,
We
nerdy,
require 8.
tense.
Game shot second leg, Michael Van Gogh.
Van Gogh in the madhouse.
Third leg is Michael to throw first.
Gets the job done after the break back on double 1. And Johnny Haynes will be kicking himself.
42.
All the action today is as per the draw bracket. You can see it on PDC.tv. But the easiest way to think about it is that the winner of this game will face the winner of the next one. And then it's another pair of games, and it just goes like that.
140.
Down the card this afternoon, if you will. So the winner of this one will face either Alan Norris or Mervyn King, which is our next matchup.
100.
Yeah, Norris, another qualifier to have made his way through to the last 16. Peterson and Klassen, two others they need later on as Van Gogh starts to look at business here. Mark Webster, another qualifier to get through this part. James Wade, his opponents in match 5 today.
99.
Well, that'll do very nicely for Michael Van Gogh, and leaves himself tops after 4 visits to the board. Looking to go into the lead for first time in this one. Had to survive a string of darts from Johnny Haynes in the previous round. Could have put the puck 2-0 up.
The
last dart in hand, he finds double 5. The tables have turned.
Let Johnny throw first. Game on.
Well, Haynes can take some comfort from the fact that we are effectively still on throw, but we are back on throw now.
100.
2 breaks, one apiece. But you just get the impression that Van Gogh is in the groove here, and he's looking increasingly in the groove as well with 140.
Yeah, he did say on stage after his win against Jamie Lewis, he'll be at a 6-1 victory. Well, he used a German piece of vocabulary, which means not very good, that I can't repeat. Apologies if you caught that yesterday from the world number 1.
131.
But he wasn't happy with his performance, it's fair to say. See there, that first 9 average is pretty good from Van Gogh, and it's pretty good from Johnny Haynes overall.
Yeah, Haynes with a high average.
100. Michael, you require 130.
Oh, lovely. Double 5. Oh, yes, Michael Van Gogh and his Mensur now. A 12-dot leg, 130 checkout. And maybe, just maybe, those early opportunities for Johnny Haynes could be the last ones he gets. Because Michael Van Gogh is back in the treble bed again.
140.
Well, Haynes has ruined the party for, I suppose, the many people who would have had Van Gogh down for a 6-0 win today.
123.
Haynes guaranteed a payday of £2,000 here for reaching the last 16, by the way.
60.
Yes, as well as he's done on the tour this year. He has made a quarter-final on PDC Pro Tour. It's actually one of these European Tour events, but you've got to go back to 2012 for that. That's the best he's done. He has some work to do if he's going to win this one and match that, or maybe even better it. We have seen people win these tournaments as qualifiers. Vincent van der Voort immediately springs to mind. He won in Austria last year, having had to come through the qualifiers. But this is Michael van Gerwen looking at potential 12-dart leg. Well, he stayed there. Had a look at the line, but he sets it up very nicely. Johnny Haynes, well, only 180 will do here.
He's lost his way, Haynes, over the last 3 legs. Could so easily have found himself 2-0 to the good. Van Gerwen missing a string of doubles before landing the line, and now he stretches his advantage to 4-1.
Game on.
Well, this is looking like a done deal now, unless Haynes can find a response here. He needs to hold here, first of all. That is his immediate objective.
You see the average has just nudged above 100 now on Michael van Gerwen. 115 first night. This is sort of Van Gerwen playing like second or third gear. It's not even really putting the afterburners on as yet.
Well, it's a bit like yesterday. I said he wasn't at his best yesterday, clearly, but rarely troubled. And I think the same goes for this one. The 12-dart leg 4, he has 3-1 lead. The highlight in leg 4, I suppose.
15, 12, 13. It's these runs he gets on where he throws a series of sub-15 dart legs, where often you'll have to find a 12-darter just to stop him in his tracks. Otherwise, he will tear away from him. Right now, he's looking favourite to win this one 6-1. Just needs to set this shot up.
59.
Could have gone a little bit better, but Haynes probably needs 2 trebles to apply any real pressure.
Well, potential
100.
semi-final opponents for Van Gerwen include Terry Jenkins, who was very consistent yesterday. Not a single leg for him of more than 15 darts in his 6-1 win over John Henderson. Michael Smith potentially lies in wait in the semis as well. Now then.
Oh, tops.
Oh, 140.
That would have been some way of stopping the world number 1. Treble 18, tops. But MVG returns looking at double 16 and now double 8 for another breaker throw. Well then. Last dot in hand again. Again from Michael van Gerwen. He goes 5-1 up. And the end may be nigh for the puck.
Yeah, don't worry, Van Gerwen fans, that was never in doubt. Double 16, double 8, it's a small transition in the end. Van Gerwen turning the screw in the 7th leg. It could be the final leg of the match.
60.
Always was going to be a tall order, this for Johnny Haynes.
140.
Who can take plenty of encouragement from what he's done this weekend, as well as that check for £2,000.
131.
Well, we'll never know, of course, how different this game could have been if Johnny Haynes had taken one of those 4 darts he had for a 2-0 lead. Oh, might finish with a flush. Why not? 180 for Johnny Haynes amongst the last 3 darts he's thrown just for because Van Gerwen was looking at 96 and he can do it in 2 darts, and he just has. It's an 11 darter for Van Gerwen. The average round about 100. It looks like the world number 1 has come to play for proper darts today after a lacklustre display last night. It's no surprise, it's what he does. It could be a 5th European title this year for Michael van Gerwen and an 8th overall. Who's going to stop him? Well, Mervyn King or Alan Norris and the men charged with doing that in the next round. One of them will come through the 3rd round in just a few moments' time. But here is your world number 1, Michael van Gerwen.
Much better than yesterday.
Yeah, it was much better, but I also need to, and especially in the beginning, Johnny played well, but after that, I took advantage of my chances, and my scoring was good, and I feel confident. And it's not about this game; it's about winning the tournament, and you always need to keep that in your mind. And if you don't play well, you can't win this tournament. So I need to perform well, and I always try my best. Try my best this game. It's only early, and I can have a couple of hours rest now.
Yeah, it could be a very long day. How much time do you spend at the practice board now? The quarterfinal will be at 7 o'clock. You have 4 or 5 hours left.
Yeah, I was up this morning at 8 o'clock. I had breakfast at 9 o'clock, and I was at the practice board at 10 o'clock. But I will be back on the practice board at 5 because I play at 7 o'clock, and I need to be ready. If you want to win tournaments like this, you need to prepare yourself as well as possible, and that's what I'm always doing, and I want to do it again. And I already won 4 out of 5 tournaments. I want to make it 5 out of 6. Simple.
See you later again. Thank you very much. Michael van Gerwen. Der hat sich vorgenommen, diese European Darts Open hier zu gewinnen. Er hat die ersten 4 European Tour Turniere für sich entscheiden können. Dann gab es diese eine Niederlage in Riesa. Und er sagt, er ist heute Morgen so um 9 Uhr aufgestanden, hat gefrühstückt, 10 Uhr Practice Board. So rund 2 Stunden vor einem Match beginnt dann seine Vorbereitung. Das wird auch heute Nachmittag so sein. Er wird das erste Viertelfinale bestreiten um 19 Uhr, heißt für ihn.
He's now in Dusseldorf for the right to take on the world number 1, Michael van Gerwen, in the quarterfinals of the European Darts Open. Van Gerwen, once again, not at his best, but rarely troubled in his 6-1 defeat of Johnny Haynes. It was a 6-1 win for him as well yesterday over Jamie Lewis. Better performance, though, from Van Gerwen today. And all the Dutchman can do now is sit back and see who lies in store in the next round in the quarterfinals from 7 o'clock tonight. Mervyn King seeded 9 here. 8 180s in total in his match with Wes Newton yesterday. It was a good performance by Mervyn King, but Alan Norris is building some steady momentum here. Former Lakeside finalist, reaching the last 16 with an eventful 6-5 win over Ian White yesterday. Good afternoon to Rod Harrington. Rod, looking forward to this one.
Yes, I am too. 2 really good, solid players. I mean, Norris, as you said, is only just been over a little while from the BDO side to the PDC, and a class player, but he's goes to sleep a little bit at the moment in some legs, and that's where Mervyn King, with his extra leg-on-leg pressure, should get over the line. I mean, the bookmakers, well, they can hardly split them, and I can't either, but if I really had to be pushed, I think Mervyn may win a very close battle, but certainly over on legs, and certainly the 180s going on the way they performed in their first 2 games could be over as well.
55.
Yeah, King is the favourite for this one.
Seems to be in a good place at the moment, Mervyn King as well, you know, as in attitude, and you know, he's walking about all happy. I talked to him quite a bit about golf and fishing, and he seems to be more relaxed than he has been perhaps the last couple of years, and certainly that's been proven in his darts.
140.
Yeah, it was an eye-catching performance against Newton yesterday as well. Newton, a man who was full of beans after a 6-0 win over Gerwin Price, but he was brought back down to earth by Merv yesterday. And King 81 points away from the opening leg on his throat.
56.
Surprised that Mervyn went for the bullseye. He's normally a guy that would just set it up and have his 3 darts at a double.
100.
Yeah, the game against Wes Newton yesterday, he was just too consistent for Mervyn, for Wes. I mean, Wes he's missing too many big numbers on scoring as well as doubles. Nice and tidy. King with a 14-dart first leg. It'll settle nice and tidy very quickly. It'll settle him down very quickly.
60.
Well, of course, these two players will have known each other quite a bit, although Mervin's been over the PDC WDF circuit throughout the world. Would have played on the WDF circuit throughout the world.
Yeah, 5 times a finalist in PDC Premier events, Mervyn King. He won last year's European Darts Premier event as well, so he knows all about success on the European Darts Grand Prix as well, so he knows all about success on the European Tour.
Well, a good score here from Mervyn will give him the throw. Oh, a good score here from Mervyn will give him the throw. He'll follow that up with at least one perfect dart. Surely he'll follow. Yeah, he'll be disappointed in that because that first dart you couldn't have put it in there any better. He'll be disappointed in that because that first dart you couldn't have put it in there any better. Lead, but he has got. We've seen Norris yesterday. I think he went. He only hit. We've seen 2 trebles in 36 darts yesterday. He only hit in 2 trebles in 36 darts. I think he went 21 darts without hitting the treble.
Yeah, 21 in total. Yeah.
I think he went 21 darts without hitting the treble.
21 in total.
That's 2 legs of darts,
carried over into the next leg.
So you're 2-0 down. And that's 2 legs of darts, literally. You can't do that against top players, especially at this. You can't do that against competition. Top players, especially at this sort of stage in a competition.
Yeah, led 5-2 against Ian White. So White fought his way back into the side of White. It was an eventual 6-5 win for the qualifier. It was an eventual 6-5 win. Norris playing only his 2nd European Tour event, by the way. Made his debut in Venray earlier this year. European Tour event, by the way. Made his debut in Venray earlier where he lost 6-4 to Yellow Class, where he lost 6-4 in the first round. In the first round, beat Darren Webster in qualifying for this one. And kicked things off with a 6-2 win over Andy Smith as well. 6-2 win over Andy Smith as well.
Well, Merv's going to get 6 darts from here to go. Going to get 2-0 up from here to go 2-0 up first. He's going to step up first. He's going to step up. 32 for a 15 dart leg. Just outside. He will return though. Just outside. He will return though. Of throwing first, Rob. That's the benefit of throwing. Do break your opponent once. If you do break, you're 3-0 up. You're halfway there. You're 3-0 up. You're halfway there.
139.
Yeah, it's that psychology, isn't it? Just one break, but 3-0 when it's just one break. Written in black and white on the scoreboard, it does look a huge deficit. It does look a huge deficit. Well, Merv's flirting with the doubles here. Running out of time here because Norris whittled his score down to 58 in the meantime.
Massive chance gone begging there for Mervyn. Oh, that's crucial. We talk all the time about legs 2 and 3. How crucial they are to the end result. End result. King goes on to lose this game now. He will look at leg 2 now. He will look at leg 2 is the leg that's cost me the match. A long way off at the moment. And that just shows you where Mervyn King is in his head at the moment. Mervyn King missed those darts to the double and kick off with a 180. Doesn't affect him. 180. Doesn't affect him.
Yeah, 6 missed doubles, but a good start to the third leg. Good start to the third leg. We've got was that 180s now. 3 was that 180s now. The 200 barrier to be broken this weekend. It might still happen. Had a flurry of them yesterday. And Alan Norris has just added one more to the tally.
Another good crowd here in Düsseldorf. Weather's changed a bit. Had a bit of rain this morning. Certainly the heat is still there, especially in this arena. In this lovely arena here, the hotel here. Lovely arena here, the hotel here. Hotel just outside the airport. I've just spoken to our PDC. Are we from Europe? Outgrowing? Are we 2,000 people in here? We're putting 2,000 people in here. 5,000 crowds. What's the bullseye? 5,000 crowds.
Yeah, it was one of the topics of conversation last night. It's almost like an amphitheatre here. It's almost like an amphitheatre. It lends itself to a good atmosphere. You could easily get more, or certainly more fans want to come here. But there's just no room to be had at the end. Now then, how's King on the doubles in this leg? Struggled with them in the second leg, and he's failed there on 2 occasions.
Unusual for Mervyn King. Normally a player. 2 double tops for 2 double tops. Norris now the double 10, and again he's nicked. The third leg, and that is a break of throw to Alan Norris.
Yeah, credit to Norris. Yeah, credit to Norris. Made sure he was in position to pounce. Made sure King slip up. He duly did. Should King slip up? He duly did. Norris showed King there how it's done with the King there how it's done with the checking outside of the game. Checking outside of the game.
140. 140.
Just got a little bit of a push when his last dart at times is Alan Norris. His last dart at times is Alan Norris. Just lacking a bit of height and just tries to push it with his shoulder. That brings the body up, which brings the body up, which 9 out of 10 darts then will go low. 9 out of 10 darts then will go low. But another good scoring leg from Mervyn King. Good scoring leg from Mervyn King.
Yeah, he's in good shape to. Yeah, he's in good shape back here. Trouble is when he gets down to a finish. Trouble is when he gets down to a finish. 1 from 9 so far. 1 from 9 so far. That's pitched slightly awkwardly, so a step to the right. Slightly awkwardly, so a step to the right.
100.
Great last dart from Mervyn King. Great last dart from Mervyn King. Kept him in the lead. Kept him in the lead.
140.
That gives Norris an outside chance. Gives Norris an outside chance. Mervyn King now. Mervyn King now. He's done that. Big 11. He's done that. For 25. Big 11. Now the bullseye. 25. Now the bullseye. A long way off. That's 3 attempts at the bullseye. That's 3 attempts at the bullseye.
And Norris once again has just kept chipping away. Made sure he was in contention. And he's certainly in contention here. And he's certainly in contention here. He's just north of the wire there. Ooh, he's just north of the wire there.
Well, the 32 and 16s has not been good to Mervyn. 16s has not been good to Mervyn. It's the only route he can go from 39. This time, he has hit the double like this time.
Miss, and he'll be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief about that as well. Sigh of relief about that as well. Sort of thing that can prey on your mind until you put things right. Prey on your mind until you put things right.
He's actually thrown at the double first in all 4 legs. Thrown at the double first in all 4 legs. Could actually be 4-0 up. He could actually be 4-0 up. I know that doesn't always happen. However, sometimes you get that in your head and it can affect the leg. Before you know it, you've lost the next leg. And before you know it, you've lost the next leg. And just got to clear your mind. Just got to clear your mind.
140. 140.
Well, Norris showing no ill effects after the disappointment. No ill effects after suffering that immediate break. Suffering that immediate break.
58. 58.
It's third 140 of the match. Just the one maximum so far for Norris. One maximum so far for Norris. One for King.
130.
Yes, I must admit, Rob, I thought we'd have. Yes, I must admit, Rob, I thought we'd have 180s from these two, the way they were been playing. The way they were been playing. But it's Mervyn King's taking 7 darts now. 8 darts to hit a treble. 8 darts to hit a treble.
Well, Norris now in a great position to break back once again here. To break back once again here. More than stolen the darts from King here. More than stolen the darts from King here.
135. 135.
It's a good reply, but it may not be enough. Reply. Double top may not be enough. Double top for Norris lead. That's a good guide. Should find well. Guide should find well. Well, with darts in his hand that doubles. Well, with darts in his hand that doubles, can he take out the combination? Can he take out the combination? He needs to find the treble 18. He needs to find the treble 18 to do that. So failed to do that. Norris comes back. Norris comes back.
For 3 attempts at double 20. For 3 attempts at just needs the one. He breaks back once again here. He breaks back once again to ebb and flow. Continues to ebb and flow. Back in front at 3-2. Norris back in front at 3-2. Third successive break in this match. Successive break in this match.
Norris seems to have got his tail up now. Norris seems to have got his tail up now. And the pressure is now on Mervyn King. The pressure is now on Mervyn King. We talked about legs 2 and 3. We talked about legs 2 and 3. They were so crucial. They were so crucial for Mervyn King. He should have wiped them up. Should have been walking. Should have wiped them up. Should have been walking 3-0 up, and he found himself 2-1 down. Now the pressure's on him. And now the pressure's on him.
But once again, Merv finds a response, gets the crowd going, another 180, gets the crowd going, another 180. 2 apiece now. 2 apiece now. Well, there must be something in the water here. Well, there must be something all of a sudden here. All of a sudden. The flurry of 180s we were expecting has finally come to fruition.
Well, it's a good strong leg from Alan Norris. A good strong leg. What he needed to do, double eight and double eight it is. To take the two-leg lead. To take the two-leg lead. Norris leads. 4 legs to 2. Alan Norris leads. And from nowhere, Mervyn King. Mervyn King is under pressure. He's under pressure. It looks like he's a little bit, sweating up a bit. Mervyn, a little bit, sweating up a bit. Mervyn.
96.
Yeah, perspiring
60.
on top there is Merv. And he's feeling the heat here as well. Just 60 scored there.
140.
And Norris edges further away. 95 the advantage.
It's incredible how you know, we watch it at close quarters now, closer than anybody. And the first 3 or 4 legs, Norris couldn't hit a treble that consistently. You know, Merv was battering him. All of a sudden he gets let in, nicks a couple of legs, and all of a sudden he's thinking, happy days. And of course, then the pressure is now on Mervyn King, and it's Norris now hitting the big scores, and Merv's struggling.
Well, we saw some big checkouts yesterday. Terry Jenkins nailed a 160. Norris has the biggest of the lot here. Won't do it.
Well, it's a chance here for Mervyn King now to get himself back in this game. He's got to find minimum of a ton. Well, he's going to do that, and that looks beautiful for a set it up. And a little bit of a pull there for Mervyn. Going for the 18s to level the ton, but he's hit the double 18 now. He took the 127 out in the previous leg. He wants double 18 now. Oh! Now, Mervyn King, it is to hold on to his throat, but it is to stop the rot of the run that Alan Norris has been on.
Not being convincing on these double 16s today. He's forced into double 8 once again, but this time he finds his target, and it's a hold for Mervyn King. He needed that big time, and it's 4-3, but Norris still with the advantage.
60.
Just stopped in his tracks slightly there, though. He was building up ahead of steam. 2-2 to 4-2 could easily have been 5.
This is where he's got to put a big one in Merv. I mean, the averages are not right home about, but Mervyn King's missed all them darts at a double, so that's why his are down there.
Well, this will enhance his average.
140.
Yeah, chance here for Mervyn to win the darts over.
Well, we see Alan Norris against Ian White all of a sudden just lose the treble from playing brilliantly and then going all them darts without consistently scoring. Are we going to see the same again here? And when we talk about this leg-on-leg consistency that the top tournament players have had, this is where we're actually seeing these players haven't got it at the moment. Out of the two, I thought that Mervyn King would have the better consistency. But missed doubles has caused a problem.
100.
Well, that was an excellent visit by Mervyn King, setting it up nicely, leaves himself 3 darts at double 16 to break back once again for a 4-all scoreline here. And at the second time of asking, Mervyn King levels things up at 4 apiece, has the break back.
And also, if you'd have backed over on the legs at 9.5, I think you are happy.
I bet you are.
No, don't gamble. I just advise people on how to lose their money. But Merv's done well to get back here because, I mean, it's so easy. You see it in a lot of players. They start missing doubles and they lose legs through it, and all of a sudden it affects the rest of the game, and they walk off losing 6-3, 6-2, and the whinges. But Merv is stuck in there, kept the scoring going. When you've got the scoring power, you're always going to give yourself chances, so you've got to stay upbeat.
And Norris all of a sudden rediscovers the treble habit. And we've seen that a lot this weekend as well. Just when players look to be beaten, you know, they fight back or they find another way. Devon Peterson last night, 5-1 up against Peter Wright. Wright clawed his way back to 5-all. He looked certain to win it, but then Peterson just found something in reserve. And a 1-2-1 checkout sealed a 6-5 win. Great stuff last night. Today's action has a lot to live up to as far as yesterday's drama is concerned.
Yeah, brilliant last start from Mervyn King. Leaves him 24. We've seen Norris take out the 1-2-7. He needs the treble 20, and they are a long way off. The 18s was a long way off for him. If he's going to miss closely, it's going to be just above. So Mervyn King for a 5-4 lead. This time he doesn't miss the double. It's been a good, you know, if youngsters are watching this, it's a good exhibition on how not to give up from Mervyn King.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie. Won't give up. Even when it looks to be a lost cause at 4-2, of course, it wasn't a lost cause, but now then. Well, the 9-dart finish dream is still alive here.
150th of the tournament, 8th of the match. So if you backed your 180s, you'll be collecting on that one as well. It looks like we're going to go all the way. The first match. Oh, there's a booze when we thought we were going to have the 9-dart up.
I think we saw that 3 times yesterday. Players 6 perfect darts. Rabbi John Rodriguez did it twice, I think, in his match against Van der Voort.
140. Now you require 84.
Now then, Alan Norris, can you force a decider? Bullseye needs, and he's.
Do you know what? I know probably 90% of the players that would not have gone that route on 84 with Mervyn King wanting 206. Now I understand if Norris just goes up and goes 1-12 or the 9-8 and hits it cleanly, but a lot of players would have left the 3 clear darts. It could have cost him the match.
Yeah.
You don't be flash when you need the leg. There's times to be flash and there's times not to. I'm afraid, Alan. He's probably a player that always, he's probably a player that always goes that way. I accept that.
58.
Although he may well get out of jail here, Alan Norris. Mervyn King looked absolutely certain to finish things off there. Oh, he's getting closer marginally, and he's finally there, and it's the sort of match that I suppose warrants a deciding leg, doesn't it? It's been that sort of game. And here we go.
Yeah, they're both around about the same average, 96. But Mervyn King with the all-important first 3 darts and makes, well, 2 of them count. And that is a tough score to follow.
100.
Well, Norris has got to find 280 points in 6 darts sometime in this game, or he's got to hope that Mervyn has a couple of visits without a treble.
This could be one of them.
100.
Not to be. Yeah, there's 180s he racked up in the last leg. He could do with one of those now. 140 might do.
Yeah, Merv knows that 1 treble every leg should get him down to the double first. Norris needs to find the treble. He finds the treble 17 that leaves him the big one. So Mervyn now possibly with 6 darts from 176.
Yeah, good recovery from King. What a way to finish things off this would be, though, for Alan Norris. It's not to be.
130.
But he sets it up nicely just in case King does fluff his lines here. Has the number 90 got what it takes to get him over the finish line here?
Well, he's missed that bullseye on 4 occasions. It's number 5 in this match. And so Norris gets to return 3 clear darts of double top to win this match.
Alan Norris only needs 1 dart to finish the job. Mervyn King, the number 9 seed, makes a premature exit from the European Darts Open, and the qualifier Alan Norris.
Well, follow that. Alan Norris and Mervyn King in a 6-5 duel, but it's Norris who prevails and will face the world number 1 Michael van Gerwen here at the European Darts Open. Right now, though, it's Brendan Dolan and Terry the Bull Jenkins. 2 guys who will scrap for their lives. Terry Jenkins has probably been second only to Michael van Gerwen in terms of players on the European Tour this year in terms of results. I mean, he's made 1 final, he's made a semi-final. Always a popular man wherever he goes. Brendan Dolan, well, as we've said a number of times, probably to the point of him not being underestimated anymore. But he is one of the most underestimated players in world darts. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for this one, and Rod Harrington alongside me. Rod, just a quick one. Can Alan Norris beat MVG? Can he go and win the whole thing?
I mean, over the short distance, obviously he's got a great chance, but if you look at the stats of his last 2 games, although Michael's not playing at the top of his game, you know Michael's going to get better. But Norris has too many legs at the moment where he's not hitting the treble. I mean, leg 2 and 3 again, and we've talked about it quite a bit this weekend, cost Mervyn King. He should have been 3-0 up clearly. He outscored Alan immensely in the first 3 quarters of the game. But he dug deep, Norris, which is good to see. But he's going to have to up his game an awful lot, I feel, to... on his leg-on-leg scoring if he's going to stay with Michael van Gerwen. But yes, of course he's got a chance, but he needs to improve quite a bit.
Well, Terry Jenkins, a nearly man in PDC major tournaments, a nearly man on the European Tour as well. He's a man who could beat van Gerwen. They had an epic set of duels over the course of 2014. It's continued into 2015. But Terry the Bull has got to get past Brendan Dolan first before he starts thinking about who he could face later in the tournament. Quarter-final, semi-final and the final all on the way this evening. The winner of this will face either Kim Huybrechts, the Hurricane, who was superb yesterday. He saw off Jihan Artut. Artut averaged 104 and it wasn't enough. Kim averaged 105. As Terry the Bull hits it under 40. Yeah, so Kim Huybrechts or Michael Smith, the winner in Risa, a man who's got 2 European titles to his name.
Well, if you look at Terry Jenkins' performance yesterday, it was probably, for me, the best. 6-1, 3 15s, 2 14s and a 13. I mean, that is solid darts.
Yeah, lost the first leg to John Henderson and then did not look back.
No, it was a brilliant display of darts, very consistent. You know, we talk about this leg-on-leg scoring power, pressure. Jenkins is one of those people that doesn't go 15, 18 darts without hitting the treble that a lot of other people do. I mean, I've got him the favourite to win this game, and if he gets on a run, he could win it comfortable. But as we said, you can't underestimate Brendan Dolan.
You can't. I mean, the man's ranked he's number 11 in the world. Terry the Bull's 13. So, you know, looking at that, there is very little between them. Brendan has made the final one of these before. That was in Holland a couple of years ago. He ended up losing to Kim Huybrechts, whom he could face in the next round. He has beaten Terry once before, but it was a long while ago. Terry's won the other 6 of their meetings. That includes beating him in Venray this year and 10-4 at the UK Open last year on his run to the final, where he was beaten by Adrian Lewis. As Jenkins doesn't need to go the Bull route, so he's just looking to put a dent in this.
25.
105.
Yeah, old school Terry Jenkins. Didn't even contemplate going for the treble 17 for the bullseye. He's not interested in that. He just wants to give himself 2 darts at a double, walk off, a breaker throw in the first leg, and he's on the run. And we know there's a lot of players that go for that. Even Michael Van Gerwen. I guarantee Phil Taylor, Dennis Priestley, Eric Bristow in his prime would not go that bullseye route. And as I've said, our consistency is, yeah, why don't you just let me down, Tell?
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter if you're going to hit the top three one dart. That's it. 1-0 Terry Jenkins. And it's a breaker throw as well.
I mean, in the previous game, you know, Alan Norris went for a bullseye shot that he didn't need to go for, and then comes back, missed 2 darts at the double. I know all you listeners out there, as Jenkins kicks off with a maximum, will say, well, a pro should hit a double with 2 darts in his hand. But you know what? And half nice to have the third one in your mitt just in case. And going by the bullseye loses you that problem. Mervyn King had 1 dart at double top to win the match.
Terry Jenkins. Terry Jenkins. Well, we have seen it a number of times this weekend. Back-to-back 180s to start the leg.
I'm not even going to say it because we've been let down so many times by these players.
Well, let's try the other way then. This is not going to happen. Absolutely no hope for Terry Jenkins.
He'll miss the first treble. He was supposed to hit it.
What can we do, man? Trying everything to get this 9 darter on the European Tour. Not seen one since Ross Smith hit one in Gibraltar.
Yes, and that was a long time ago now.
It was.
And when you look at the standard of every player and how many 9 darts, we had another 9 darter on the Challenge Tour yesterday.
Terry, you require 76.
But Terry Jenkins has given himself the opportunity to hold very easy. 11 darter will do very nicely. And that's exactly what he's got. Terry Jenkins flying out the blocks here.
Game on.
Do you think with Terry Jenkins, I mean, he is a solid player, you know, as good as it gets, to be quite honest. But on these Sundays, you've got to win 4 games. Or even if you're in the final, you're playing 4 games. That is where perhaps just Terry, a little bit of strength, endurance, with the younger men like Van Gerwen and Michael Smith.
It's very difficult to say. I mean, obviously,
55.
He made the final in Gibraltar, and Michael Van Gerwen, he won it very well. But had he taken a match start against Michael Van Gerwen in Venray, as Brendan Dolan hits back. Yeah, he made the semi-finals in Venray as well and missed a match start against Michael Van Gerwen. I mean, had he done that, then he'd probably been favourite to go and beat Justin Pipe in the final. He was certainly playing at a higher standard than Justin was that weekend, overall.
But he also ran out of steam in the UK Open against Adrian Lewis down in Minehead.
He ran out of steam, but then again, Adrian Lewis did average 110.
Well, there was that.
130.
9 times a major finalist, Terry Jenkins. Only a couple of current majors that he hasn't made the final of. The Worlds, of course.
140.
Players' Championship for this kind of quarterfinals, and the Masters, although that's a relatively new tournament. But Brendan Dolan, it could be an 11 darter of his own. Well, he's hit the treble.
Double 10.
Game
Double 10 it is.
Brendan Dolan. Full flag, Terry to throw first.
In that situation, with Terry not on a finish there, I mean, he's gone the treble 15 route with 65. I mean, do you not like the sort of 25 for the top?
Well, I expected him to go for the 25 because I was going to mention, you know, be his luck now. He hit the bullseye with his second dart. Whether Brendan would have gone for the bullseye if he just hit the bare 15, I don't know. But going for that 25, you know, for me is the route. A lot of people may go the treble 18 on 90 to leave the double 18, especially the Dutch guys who like the double 18. It's the only route you can leave the double 18.
I think we'll be seeing a lot of shots at double 18 when Jelle Klaassen takes the stage later on. Jelle is in red-hot form, as we've said a number of times this weekend. He's smashed his way through to the last 16 stage. Saw Dave Chisnell 6-1 yesterday.
Yeah, that was disappointing from Chisnell. I expected him to step up and play a lot better, but he just was not at the races. I mean,
just one of those days where he misses doubles, isn't it? And to be fair, they're not as regular as they used to be. But it can happen to anyone. But Terry the Bull is basically carrying on as he started his campaign yesterday. A 6-1 win over John Henderson and an average of 100. He's now 2-1 up and looking to go 3-1 up against Brendan Dolan.
100. Terry, you require 121.
Just after 9 darts. He may go for the 51 here because of the way the dart is. He's just looking over.
97.
Sets it up absolutely perfect. I mean, you're not going to lose too many legs, are you? On your throw, you're leaving 24 after 12.
Yeah, well, it's been 15 darter, 11 darter, 12 darter, and it could be a 13 darter here.
91.
Very, very good standard from these two, as you would expect. Well, a 14 dart will do nicely.
Terry Jenkins.
Well, as yet, Terry Jenkins has not had a winning leg over 15 darts in the European Masters tournament, which is pretty impressive.
Very, very impressive.
Makes him, on stats, probably the favourite.
Well, I mean, if you average 100 and you take your chances, you've got a chance of beating anybody. As I've mentioned before, Raymond van Barneveld, Premier League. Phil Taylor 115 at him. He still won the game. There you see, 15, 11, 12, 14. Not bad. Not bad at all.
And the first leg with the 15 was, he hit the double with the third dart, so that could have actually been a 13. I know you're never going to hit every single double. We have had the very extreme games where people have gone 8 out of 8, I think, what I can remember. But that front 9 average is exceptional. Overall average is exceptional. And poor old Brendan Dolan would be more than happy with his overall average. His front 9 average is where he's losing it, as you can see. 16 points difference, which is huge. But you'd be happy with that, Dan, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely delighted. Not out of it.
I'd be happy with that. It was 6 darts, to be quite honest.
There you see that. 100% for Brendan Dolan. He's only had one chance. He's taken it. Terry Jenkins, 75%. And he's looking to chase Dolan down. Now, we've had 13 ton-plus averages this weekend. The most we have seen on a European Tour event is 15. We've seen that twice this year in Gibraltar and Munich. These two both average 100. We're level with the record with an absolute shed load of games to go. Oh. Ooh, unlucky Brendan Dolan. Now, the 161, Justin Pike took this out yesterday. Can Terry Jenkins? He won't. So Brendan will be back, swaggering around the back of the stage there.
He's just tapped him on the shoulder, though, hasn't he? And said, you know what, you've only got 2 darts at a double, Brendan. So don't go missing, old mate, because I'm going to clean up if you do.
Double 4 it is. Oh. Cheeky little one in the corner for Brendan Dolan.
6-leg Terry to throw first.
The thing about Jenkins' game at the moment as well is that even the legs he's losing, he's still down to a double.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, we talk about Phil Taylor, you know, over the last God knows how many years. This leg-on-leg pressure, as we call it, Jenkins is what he's done, especially this weekend, and for a good part of his career. You never see him give up. He's always thinking, well, he's going to miss. So I'll hit that and leave at 24 just to tap him on the shoulder, and that's why he will probably nick more legs than another player will, because he's always thereabouts.
Well, it doesn't give you any easy ones, does it? Very rarely. You know, he's not going to be on 300 when you're on a finish and you get 8 darts at a double where you eventually just stumble over the line. Not often, anyway. He's also very, very good, Terry Jenkins, at getting out of the blocks quickly.
140.
He's one of the players that kind of keeps himself to himself in the players' room when he's practicing as well. He doesn't get into the banter that's flying around, especially with the youngsters. You know, they're all bouncing around as if they're, I don't know. Well, I'd have called it Haircut 100, but most people don't remember them.
Wow, I didn't think we'd hear Haircut 100 mentioned in commentary this weekend. 140 for Brendan Dolan. Just gives him a little chance here now. Terry didn't get a chance at the ball when he left 161 in the previous leg. He's not going to get one now, but Brendan Dolan may get an opportunity. Once again, he sets up the shot very well.
Yes. And I do like that shot because it's playing the percentages of the dartboard, guaranteeing yourself 2 darts at a double when you come back. If you come back.
Tops. Well,
85.
Sorry, I'm not,
Terry
You
required
miscounted there, Dan.
56.
I did a Win Stanley. Terry Jenkins.
16.
Oh, now then,
Wow.
for the first time this weekend, it's taken him more than 15 dots to see off a leg.
36.
And Brendan Dolan has an opportunity for 3 apiece. For the break back he needs. And even though Terry Jenkins has been averaging around about 110 in the early part of this match, Brendan Dolan could and does make it 3 apiece. He will Dolanise you.
7th leg, Brendan to throw first.
Yeah, not very often that Terry Jenkins makes mistakes, but certainly that was one of them.
Game on.
Like Mervyn King, to be quite honest, in the previous game against Alan Norris. Legs 2 and 3 absolutely murdered him. Loads of darts at 16s and 8s. And Terry Jenkins, very unusual for him to miss 2 darts at double top.
96.
Well, it's not over yet. Certainly with the way that Terry has been playing, you would expect him to come back at Brendan. Maybe that's just knocked him out of his
43.
momentum, or knocked him out of his rhythm, if you like.
Well, he may have done, but that's the first time I can remember Terry Jenkins going up and not hitting a treble with a scoring darts.
140.
We do see this so often with Brendan Dolan, don't we? You know, he just keeps plodding along.
Doesn't matter what you throw at him, he will hit back at you. It might not be good enough sometimes, but look
No,
at
you
this.
throw the kitchen sink at him, it might hurt.
Well,
It might put him off a
he'll
bit.
go back and get the bath. Look at that 107 average for Terry Jenkins. We've seen 2 people lose with 104 averages this weekend. Terry's thrown 107.
41.
Bit of a shocker.
I thought Terry was going to kick him off the hockey there for a minute. That's the second visit in this leg where Terry Jenkins has not hit a treble. And he's not punished Brendan Dolan at all.
Ton for Brendan Dolan gets him down to a finish again. Terry Jenkins needs something big, and he's just not quite finding the little red bit with the same regularity
60.
at all, is he?
Brendan, you require 124.
So Brendan Dolan to go into the lead for the first time in the match. 64 left.
Yeah, you won't go the bullseye route.
Oh,
That leaves double 8 now.
lovely.
108.
Better from Terry Jenkins.
140.
And again, a little reminder for Brendan Dolan that this may have to go. And the advantage that he's wrestled back from the ball could be lost again. But it does go, and it's 4-3 Dolan. The Northern Irishman leads for the first time in the match. And now it's down to Terry Jenkins to rediscover his touch of the opening few legs.
Yeah, the 2 missed darts at double top just thrown him out of sync a little bit in that leg, didn't it? Had 3 visits without hitting the treble, which is very unlike Jenkins. And one thing we do know about Brendan Dolan, give him an inch and he's going to take a mile.
58. $95. $100.
Either Michael Smith or Kim Huybrechts plays the winner of this one. That is the next match on stage. Then it's James Wade, Mark Webster,
40.
Vincent van der Voort and Justin Pipe. It's the tortoise and the hare, if ever there was one. Simon Whitlock and Robert Thornton square off, and then it's Devon Peterson and Jelle Klaassen. Both of those guys coming through the qualifiers for this event. Jelle Klaassen in superb form, but Devon Peterson having just knocked out the defending champion, Peter Wright.
Well, it was good to see Mark Webster, play well. Not only play well, but his throw was as good as I've seen it for a good few years.
Yeah.
He weren't launching himself into, on his release. He was keeping nice and still, and it proved that that's the action that he needs to find to get himself back in the top rankings.
Yeah, well, he's huge admiration for Mark Webster. I think he's an incredible dart player. Be nice to see him get back to where he was. Terry Jenkins doesn't need to go the ball double 16 route on 132 because Brendan Dolan's not on a finish, but just the 60 hasn't set it up perfectly, and this is an opportunity for Brendan Dolan. And he takes it, and he takes it.
Terry requires 70.
Big moment here.
We want the treble 12 for the double 18. Now it's double top.
32.
And another dart missed at double top.
Brendan, you require
Crucially
44.
missed for the ball. And Brendan Dolan is going to get 2 darts to take a 5-3 lead, a break, a throw.
Brendan Dolan is edging towards victory here.
Brendan to throw first.
It just shows you, Dan, how one thing in a game changed the whole concept of the game. The 2 darts missed by Terry Jenkins. He goes on and wins the match 6-3, 6-2. A good performance. All of a sudden, it's just thrown him in his thinking now, I can't believe I missed them darts at double. Well, Brendan's laughing.
7 legs against Hendo, nothing above 15 darts. The first 5 legs of this, nothing above 15 darts. Everything, the 3 legs after that have all been in excess of 15 darts. There you see, 15, 16, 17 for Brendan Dolan. It's a different Terry Jenkins. Leg 5, they brought on a ringer.
Yeah, they brought on the sub, but it was the wrong sub.
Wrong one.
They brought on a winger instead of a defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that leg 5, 2 darts at the double top, puts him 4-1 up. Someone like Terry Jenkins does not very often give a 4-1. But his averages, they've dipped a little bit. I mean, he was 100, just on 120